magazine, figure save the hair still spinning. She love 3 5 so nice, I'm grinning. The bitch so fine, oh my ridiculous. Like to lean for the paper chase. Music scene is my saving grace. Still spinning. I lost my mind, I'm fine, I'm living. You touch my bro, spill wine, you're tripping.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. It's that time of the day again. Your one-stop shop for all transfer news and transfer failures regarding Chelsea Football Club. Big up everybody that is locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button on your way into the stream. Big up everybody that's in here already. See CFC Jack, Catman, Bobby already saying big up. Big up all you guys. Liam Lane as well. Big up Wason Wount, Sir Timo Werner, Texas Blue, MKZ Stars, Dinishan. Big up you guys. Brian Manrique, C1. I'll send you the link in a little bit, my guy. Big up yourself. And yeah, we've got 72 of you guys in here already. Let's try and get to, can't even say 100 likes just yet, but let's try and get to 70 likes. Go AM's also in here. Big up yourself, my guy. Hope you're doing good. Chelsea FC Ohio, USA. Big up, guys. Ayush, big up everybody that's in here. What topics are we going through today? As usual, we're going to go through the Kounde standstill and just try and go through that topic. There's Timo Werner discussions that are getting stronger and stronger. Links with Dumfries, which I'm not really against, as long as it doesn't mean Reece James gets pushed into right centre-back, but I'll delve into that as well. Links with Napoli and Kepa that are getting stronger and stronger, but it's like, cool, hurry up. And the same thing with Ziyech and AC Milan as well. But yeah, we're going to get into it all in the next few minutes. Big up everyone that's in here already. Smash the like and subscribe button. You already know how the stream goes. I'll talk about the topics for about 20, 30 minutes, give my thoughts on it, and then we're going to throw the link out to everybody else, and we're going to discuss everything regarding Chelsea Football Club. We'll start off with the Kounde situation because we already know what it is. Chelsea are going to walk away from the Kounde deal, although I think walk away is a bit of a stretch, but they're ready to focus on other targets. Let's say that if they don't get the green light by today or tomorrow. I did see by who was the one who posted Jose Manuel Garcia, who said Chelsea offered 55 million euros for Kounde initially, which was rejected by Sevilla, who wanted 10 million extra. Chelsea verbally accepted this and agreed to send the counteroffer in writing. However, this offer never arrived in writing. Now, I will say Chelsea have no reason to put more money towards this Kounde deal, especially if it sounds like the first one wasn't even agreed. But if they verbally accepted to pay 10 million euros extra, then again, it might kind of be on them too. Like I've already said, Kounde could be here a month ago. He could have been here 2 months ago. He could have been Bowley's first signing if we just got him across the line. Now it feels like Kounde's in a bit of two minds about it. We already know this, and he is leaning towards Barcelona. Call it what it is. But if Chelsea verbally agreed to pay more money, and they're not paying more money, then it's another bad look on us. So, I think Chelsea are going to start looking towards other options. I think that offer is going to remain on the table because they know Barcelona aren't going to be able to pay more than what we're offering. So it's like, if that's our only competitor, why are we paying more than them? Which is fair enough too, but if Chelsea agrees to pay more money, then they're going to have to pay that extra money, which is jarring, but it's a situation we're in. There are other options out there. We could be looking at Milan Skriniar. We could be looking at Vardiol as well, potentially. But we have to wait and see. CF Bayern is saying there's negotiations between Chelsea and PSG over Kimpembe, but that's just recycled news. We already knew that. We already know Kimpembe's stance as well. He looks like he would rather stay at PSG. And he's been at PSG from the start. He likes Paris, doesn't really have any need to leave. PSG aren't actively pushing him out of the club, so they're not going to accept a low bid for it. Kimpembe feels a bit unlikely. Skriniar or Vardiol seems like there's a potential, especially seeing as Leipzig have interest in taking Timo Werner back. More likely on a loan spell, because who the fuck is spending 50 million and 270k a week on Timo Werner's ass? But there's a potential there at the very least. GoAM says these money laundering merchants, deserve liquidation. Damn right. But you have to play the long game with that one. If they get liquidated in 2 years, then we're all eating good. We're all eating good. Timo Kehrer from PSG was offered. Chelsea said, no, I need to do more research into that guy. I can't lie. I've got a super chat in here. Early requests, please discuss later how Tuchel's comments regarding players will hurt Chelsea's ability to negotiate new signings. Is he trying to sabotage or what? Well, how would it hurt Chelsea's ability to negotiate signings, though? If it means that we have to potentially pay more on that front, then I get it, but we're already in that position because we're late into the transfer window. Like, anybody we get, we're going to have to spend a lot on, because not only is it late into the window for us and we're looking desperate, if we go and take someone's, not best players, but key players, now they have to go into the window, they have to find a replacement, and they're going to have to pay extra as well because it's late in the window. So Tuchel's comments don't really do any more damage as to what's already been there. I just think Tuchel's lost his head, and I don't blame him. Half the squad don't want to be here. He's in his second full season at Chelsea, and he's only been given 2 signings so far. The squad overall isn't good enough, and he doesn't have faith in them. Yeah, maybe he should have kept it to himself, and that might be a damper towards the morale in the squad, but all he's saying is what we already know. So, I don't think it does too much damage. I really don't. But I appreciate the donation. There's 4 extra lottery tickets. I keep forgetting. Straight after this stream, I'm going to set the lottery up, and then we're going to do it for the start of tomorrow's stream. Start of tomorrow's stream is when we're going to give away the Chelsea shirts. So everyone be here for that one. Tommy Davis said, I thought Werner was going to Juventus. Hold that thought, because we will come to that. Deal says Bowley needs to back Tuchel if we want to stay in the top 4. And yeah, no, Bowley is backing Tuchel. Typical. Hey, kicked off my own mic. Can't be bothered. But yeah, Bowley is backing Tuchel. Let's not even get it twisted. The only problem is, Barcelona's cock blocking us at every route, and there's barely any options for forwards. So, is what it is. Yeah, Mike is more finished than Ronaldo. It is what it is. And fair play for even dropping Ronaldo slander into that. Big up Jermaine. Big up Sir Tommy Tuchel saying, Lewis, don't you think the fan base is overreacting? I don't understand how we can end up outside top 4. As bad as we are, we can still get top 4 with 2 more centre-backs signed. Let's have it right. See, I understand some of the worries, but you got to take it with a pinch of salt because the transfer window isn't over yet. I think people are looking at the squad right now and they're saying, with another centre-back, is it enough strengthening compared to the likes of Tottenham, compared to the likes of Arsenal? Remember, Spurs only finished a point behind us in the league, and I think Arsenal was only 4 or 5, and they've made good signings, and we still have a lot of areas of the squad that we need to improve on. I don't blame people for worrying about top 4. I don't think it's wrong for people to, let's say, not be overly negative, but to be a bit critical about the position of the squad right now. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you say outright we're not finishing top 4, that's when I think you're overreacting. If you're worried about our top 4 position, I don't really blame you right now, but it's right now. Things could still change. We could still be able to get in enough players to be in a good enough position to finish for top 4. I just think the race for top 4 is going to be a lot tighter than it was last season. Last season, it was only tight because we just threw away the end of the season and we made it so easy for Arsenal to get 3rd. And even then, they bottled it because they're bottle jobs. So I could understand concerns, but just make it be concerns. It's not anything cut and dry. Tottenham aren't levels clear of us. Arsenal definitely aren't levels clear of us. But I understand people being a bit worried. I really do. I do. Miko says, great stream. I love streaming with Johnny, man, because we barely agree on everything and it's always chaos. But big up Johnny anyway. That's always my guy. Someone said Dumfries. And I did see that Chelsea are being linked to Dumfries after what's being called Kounde's transfer failure, which we're still not sure about yet. But on Dumfries, 40 million. I think he's good depth for the right wing-back position. But he shouldn't be coming in with the idea that Reece James is being pushed into right centre-back, because he's our only real creative outlet. And Dumfries could be good, but I always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And on Reece James at right wing back, 100% isn't broke. I said that if Reece James didn't have so many injuries based on our over-reliance of him, he would have been our player of the season by a mile. Like, the guy's our best forward and he plays at wing back. Potentially our best player. Like, he's great at right centre-back too. Let's not even get it twisted. He's a great right centre-back. But if he's way better at wing-back, and why are you going to take away all of his attacking abilities just by sticking him at a centre-back position? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. If it's for depth, I'm fine with it. So I'm not sitting here saying don't bring Dumfries in, but you still need to bring in another centre-back. And you still need to bring in options up top as well. Like, guys, don't turn your noses up at Dumfries. I still think he brings a lot to the squad. Like, he'd be a quality depth signing for us. But that's all it should be. It should just be depth and nothing else. Just depth. What else are you guys saying? CNF says, dude, Tuchel's worried. If you think we are being reactionary, that's reactionary. Exactly. Like, why is it not wrong for fans to question whether we could make top four when Tuchel is already saying we're not ready and the season's going to start in just over a week? Like, call it what it is. Like, again, don't throw all your toys out the pram and say, oh, we're fucked. This season's going to be terrible. But you could be worried, then you can anticipate it. Like, there's two different ways to look at it. What else we said? I'd take Wesley Fofana, but I think the problem is knowing Leicester City don't sell their best assets unless you pay the majority of it up front. So that's why I think it might be a bit difficult for him, because I think you'd be paying a lot more for a centre-back that you would be expecting. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I don't think Fofana leaves anyway, because I haven't seen any big rumours of Fofana trying to push an exit. I don't know the amount of years on his contract or anything like that. But yeah, wouldn't mind. Pokudoku says, saw your tweet earlier and I've wanted Zaha for so long. It's funny how fans are saying no to him like he wouldn't be our second best winger. Bro, he'd bring creativity. He'd bring finishing. He scored 14 goals for Crystal Palace. He'd bring motivation as well. This guy's been pushing to play for a top European club for about the last 5-6 years. And he needs trophies too. So he wouldn't come in with his head down and just a shit mentality or anything like that. And he's got a year left on his contract. Like, let's not act like he wouldn't be brilliant for us compared to the bums that we have up front. Why I'd 100% go for Zaha. 100%. Let's go into this Timo Werner stuff because, what was it? I've seen links. Nathan Gissing said Werner could leave Chelsea this summer. Juve remain interested in signing him and they like his profile. Chelsea tried to include Werner in a swap deal for De Ligt, but Juve wanted more cash, which is again the reason why we ended up negotiating with De Ligt for ages. And then Bayern Munich ended up coming into the deal. Leipzig is also interested in a potential loan deal. I've heard rumours Newcastle are interested as well. That came from Christian Falk. And Simon Phillips said Borussia Dortmund have interest as well because Sebastian Haller is out with his testicular cancer. So there's plenty of clubs that are potentially in for him, but I don't know if anyone pays our valuation unless we actually lower it. Like, our valuation shouldn't be close to the amount that we brought him in for. I've already said this numerous times. It should be around 20 to 30 million because we're already going to have a hard enough job trying to shift off his wages. That's why Leipzig want a loan deal. Newcastle, I think, would probably be the easiest to negotiate in terms of his wages. But I don't think anybody signs Werner for more than 30, 35 mil. Unless it's maybe a Bundesliga club that we get lucky with. Other than that, we're not getting them. So I don't know what happens with Werner. Like, I'm just happy that we're actually seeing interest. And if Werner leaves, then that means we would bring another forward in. Because we already know the situation with Chelsea. It's 1 in, 1 out. No, 1 out, 1 in. I got that one wrong. So yeah, Timo Werner leaves. Potentially another option comes in. Deals. There is no chance we get St. Maximin from Newcastle. This ain't the Newcastle from 2 years ago where they're just trying to stay up and their club's an absolute mess from top to bottom. They're the richest club in the world. And St. Maximin's their best player. He's not going anywhere. I'm down for Elise from Palace. Don't get it twisted, but Elise would cost us too much in my opinion. Young, got a lot of years left on his contract with Crystal Palace, English tax and everything like that too. It just screams you're getting fleeced. And not fleeced in the fact that he's not good enough. It's just going to cost us a lot. A lot. So to me, Zaha makes more sense. It's a cheaper option too. Like, he's got 1 year left on his contract, and they're not going to demand something crazy like 60, 70 million like they've done in past years. Could potentially be half that. What's my thoughts on Vardy? His numbers look very good. And I think the only thing he really needs to prove on is his aerial ability and his positioning, but that's stuff that can grow with age. Like, everything else, he looks brilliant. He can play anywhere on the left-hand side. It's going to cost a bit, but so is anyone at this time in the window. So it is what it is. I'd go for Vardy. And if it means Werner goes the other way, even better. His temper. I'd have a bad temper if I was locked into a death row contract at Crystal Palace and I'm levels better than the club. So I don't blame him for having a bad temper. But I think he comes into Chelsea with a good mentality because he wants to win trophies. A player of Zaha's quality shouldn't be sitting there trophyless at his age. So I don't really worry too much about his temper. Like, the guy doesn't bring out red cards for fun or anything like that. People just get pissy because he gets into a couple fights here and there. No one's going to care when he's at your club. Like Diego Costa, I remember everyone was fuming with him and the amount of fights he got into, beefing John Terry both legs of the semi-final. As soon as he came to Chelsea, it was all, he's our bastard now. We love him. Like, we love his shithousery and everything like that. Same thing with Tottenham and Richarlison before he joined. And now they all love Richarlison because he's their shithouse. Zaha would just be our shithouse. And I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. Contact start between Chelsea and Juve for Werner. A loan move is a serious possibility. Would rather we get rid of him permanently, but if he's off the cards, I'm not complaining. Just want him gone. I just want him gone. It's as simple as that. Fabrizio, again, Chelsea will try and bring some quality in defence in the next few days. PSG want 55 to 60 million for Kimpembe. There's no direct contact yet between Chelsea and Inter for Dumfries. Dumfries is early anyway, so I'm not too surprised by that. Plus, I still think there's other areas of the squad we need to sort out first. I'd rather Chelsea talk for Skriniar first, then talk for Dumfries. Because we have a wing-back. We just haven't got the second centre-back yet. And we shouldn't be relying on either Chalobah, Colwill, or Sarr for a season. So to me, focus on trying to get Skriniar off PSG, or maybe even get them both in a deal. Maybe even get them both. But Skriniar's the number one priority for me. PSG, like, again, 55 to 60 million for Kimpembe. I still think Tuchel gets a really good tune out of him. But I just think it'd be very unlikely that Kimpembe leaves because there's just no real reason for him to go except for a new challenge. And he seems happy in Paris. What else are you guys saying? Let's refresh this. Cordius Sirius says, who's better, Havertz or Mount? Both need a lot of improvement, but Mount, 100% Mount. What attacker do I want? Zaha. I've already said for strikers. At this point, get Ronaldo in, and I still don't understand the debate against it. Like, it's a short-term solution for us, and there's nobody out there long-term that's worth the money, so fuck it, I want a goal scorer. Sounds like I'm in a cave. One sec. Oh, yeah, my echo was up a little bit. Sorry, guys. My bad. That should be a little bit better now. Osimhen's good, but I think he's got a massive release clause. I think. Let me have a look. Osimhen release clause. Let's see. 100 million euros. Is that true? I don't know if that's still in there. 85 million release clause, 85 million pounds, yeah, so 100 million euros. I'd be surprised if Chelsea pay that much, especially after the Lukaku situation. But still a quality player, I would 100% take him. Mr. Smith says poor preseason performances are a bad omen. Yes and no. Like, again, preseason performances aren't the be-all and end-all, but it has been very worrying seeing how shit our attacks look this season. And the midfield in a free, but that's again in a free. This is why we're better off playing with 5 at the back for right now. Until we get the reinforcements we need, it's 5 at the back, because 4 at the back don't work for us. Simple as. Ziyech, there was some talks on Ziyech as well, but again, it weren't really anything too much. He didn't get on the Chelsea team bus when their plane landed back in the UK earlier this week, and that's shade to Lukaku. I remember after the interview, Lukaku wasn't travelling with the rest of the squad. I remember going to the hotel where the players were at for one game, and Lukaku travelled by himself like 20 minutes after the rest of the players arrived. Move to AC Milan is gathering pace once again. Fresh talks have taken place this week. The two clubs are growing more optimistic, but the numbers are there. I think it's 5 million loan with a 20 million option to buy. And if AC Milan can't afford that, then we're in a sticky situation. But Ziyech wants to leave. He's not being a prick about it, but he wants to leave and he needs a new challenge and he needs a system that suits him, which again is more power to you as well. I don't think he's a snake or anything like that. But this is something we just need to get done across the line. Simple as. But other than that, there's not really much talks on it. What else are we saying? Would you prefer sending Timo back to Leipzig even on a loss to make an offer for Vardy or lower? Yes. Yes, immediately. Like, we should be making a loss on Werner anyway. We spent way more than what the players brought to us. So I don't think any club in their right mind buys Timo Werner for the same price. No chance. If it makes an offer for Vardy or lower, that's fine. But like, I doubt it would make it too much lower. But anything's better than nothing. Anything else in here? You can see a domino effect. Chelsea gets Kimpembe and PSG gets Skriniar. But PSG have already got in Mukiele. So that could potentially be the Kimpembe replacement. I don't know. Like, I think Kimpembe is unlikely to leave in general. But if we got him, I'd be happy with him. I would 100% be happy with him. 50 million plus euros plus Ziyech for Leal. AC won 80 million euros for Leal, so it makes sense. I thought he's got a 150 mil release clause. Where did you hear that he wanted 80 mil? Let me know in the comments. One sec. I'm going to throw the link out to everybody else. Give me a sec. Cool. Link in the chat. Alex is in here as well. I'll send him the link. And Instagram too. Cool. Perfect. There we go. Send that all out. Yes, Josh. What are you telling me, bro?
What's up, Lou? How you doing, man?
I'm chill. Bored as fuck with this, what's it called? Kounde news and everything. But I think it's just a situation that we've already started to accept. Like, for me, Chelsea, leave your offer on the table. Be like, that's what we've offered. If you want it, cool. If you don't want it and you want less money from Barcelona, cool. Well, not really up to them anymore.
I agree. Well, if it's a situation where, like, say Tuchel isn't like the biggest fan of him, but he likes him enough to be like, you know, I can work with him, and this is the price I'd be willing to pay for that guy. If Sevilla are moving the needle and want more than what we're willing to offer, then if it's not a player that you like have to have, but you're willing to take him for this price, then move on. Listen, if Sevilla want to do that, they still owe Bordeaux 15%. If Barca are gonna give them less money, they'll basically be selling Kounde for pennies. It doesn't make any sense for them to even let him go at this point. I'd just be like, listen, you're gonna sell him for what? Make a net profit of 20 million on it? You know, when you could have gotten 60 from Chelsea last year, you could have gotten what, 45 or 55, whatever it is this year from us. But because you want a certain price, you're going to take pennies from Barcelona. It doesn't really make much sense.
But Josh, don't you think this? But Sevilla probably have extra incentives that we probably are not aware of, because it doesn't make sense. Whichever way you put it, it doesn't make sense. Maybe there's further things extra from football that we probably don't know.
Well, I mean,
I saw from I saw earlier, and I said it, that I think where is it? It's up here. Yeah, Chelsea offered 55 million for Kounde initially, and they wanted 10 million extra, and Chelsea verbally accepted it and agreed to send a counteroffer. Now, if that's true, then that's kind of on Chelsea because they agreed to give more money in this situation.
Well, maybe the guy. Maybe I don't know if it's Tuchel, if it's Bowley or Bedard who are working on this, but they might have come back to Tuchel and said, "Hey, they want an extra 10. What do you think?" And he said, "I don't know, 65 million." Like, nah. Like, if they don't want 55, then I don't rate him that highly. Like, Tuchel might like him, but only at a certain price. Like, and if Monchi wants to move the needle because they want 65 million, and Chelsea are like, sorry, then take 40 from Barca. Like, then I'm all for them moving on from the deal. Like, it doesn't make any sense to sit here and play with Sevilla for any more time.
Don't know how. I know it's a minor surgery, right? It wasn't something major that he had to have after the France game. Remember?
Yeah, and he's back.
I don't
back
think
training.
it was the surgery because that one doesn't make sense. Apparently, Tuchel had reservations over his height. That's what Simon Phillips said.
Lewis.
But I don't understand that either. One set deals. I don't understand that either because Aspi is literally the same height. And Aspi has played regularly for us this season. The only issues that we've had with him have not been his height, just his overall decline as a player. But Aspi's shown you can play on the right at that same height. You can play on the left at that same height. You can play in centre-back at that same height. He wins the majority of his aerial duels. If that's true that Tuchel turned his head on him based on his height, then I can't lie. I think that's a bit of an L from Tuchel's side personally because he was there for the taking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's that he doesn't like him. He just rates him at a certain price. If someone comes to me with a player and they're like, "Hey, do you like this guy?" I say, "Yeah, I like him. How much is he?" 95 million. I don't like him that much. Like, there is limits to like what a player's actual value is. If the manager likes the player, but I don't like him at that price, it's not good business for us. Then you got to let it. Then you move on. You find another target. Like, to me, it's pretty simple. Like, especially with all the stuff coming out, there's nothing that says Kounde. Everything that says he's agreed to personal terms with Chelsea. So there's nothing to say that he prefers Barca over Chelsea. There's nothing to say that that's the case. The only issue is the price tag right now. And if Chelsea thought that they gave Sevilla a solid offer that the player's worth, and Monchi wants more, then deal with Barcelona. Take their deal. We'll see how it works out for you.
Jesters, what's your thoughts on this whole Kounde situation?
I think that, number one, it was not 55 million euros. It was 55 million pounds because Barca's offer was 45 million euros with 10 million euros add-on, which is 55 million euro. And it's been reported they offered less than us. So it's 55 million pounds. That's our top dollar for Jules Kounde. Sevilla can take it or leave it.
Yeah, that's the way I think Chelsea should be with this scenario. Don't walk away from the deal, but your offer's on the table. And we focus on either getting the third centre-back in, or if Kounde fucks us off, that's our second centre-back. Because there's other areas we need to sort. We can't keep waiting on this shit.
No, and that's why they're still working on Kimpembe. They've looked at Guardiola, Simicon, who I believe is Simicon. I think he's Guardiola's partner at center back partner at Leipzig.
What was the name?
Simicon.
I'm gonna have to. I'll find the Leipzig lineup. I ain't spelling that.
I mean, it's similar to what happened with Ake. Like, Chelsea said, "Hey, we'll pay 45 million for Ake." City said, "We want 55." Chelsea said,
Simicon.
Okay. We're not doing
Mohamed Simicon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see him. 22-year-old defender for RB Leipzig. I need to do my research on him after this stream. Cool, perfect.
He's a little bit less of a finished product than Guardiola, but he's a bigger center back, and Tuchel seems to like the bigger center backs. I know everybody says Koulibaly is only 6'1", but he's a big dude.
He's huge. He's huge.
He liked Ake, and Ake was the same height. Same height as Kounde. And we said no to Kounde to focus on Ake.
Yeah, but we don't know that Ake would have been playing center back for us. That doesn't mean that that's where Tuchel saw him playing left side center back.
They're looking for one that can play both center back and one of the wing backs or full back positions. So Ake can play center back, left wing back, and so you make it. They're usually going to be a shorter type of player that can play both positions. Kounde, even Guardiola is only 6 foot, I believe. But that seems to be around what you're going to get at that position. The other one that I've been talking about and everybody goes, no, is Benjamin Pavard.
Yeah.
He fits the role that Tuchel wants as a center back, right wing back combination perfectly. And he's tall. I think he's over 6 foot.
I can find out.
And he looks a bit like Christensen, so you might like him.
Yeah, and I know Lou to your point about as we play on right center back. Like, I agree, he's played there, but that doesn't mean that Tuchel likes him there or is thrilled that he's got a 5'10" right center back. Like, he
DM'd you.
Yeah, right. 5'10" generously.
Yeah, maybe with platform shoes.
Yeah.
And if you saw it, he preferred to play Reece James at center back and put Aspie at right wing back, in the big games. So he has a thing about his profile. He has a profile center back that he has in mind, and then they're 6 foot or above. So again, this fan base is moving like Arsenal.
Run the likes up, guys.
I agree. I've been so disappointed in what I've been reading online, man. It's so sad.
I mean, it's little dick energy right there. Hashtag LDE. Y'all got to stop that shit. You have to stop.
Like, has Barca tabled the bid for Jules Kounde yet?
No,
still
not. I'm not even worried about Jules Kounde.
All right, me either. But it's like this whole horse shit about
we ain't got time. We ain't got time.
Barca got Chelsea again. Barca no pull from Chelsea. Tuchel has no What are you talking about? Rafinha is the one case.
No cool one is a madness.
Rafinha had been talking to Barca for 5 or 6 months. Edu said it in his interview the other day. Like, that's where he wanted to go. That's where Deco had promised him to go. Chelsea, if anything, were super proactive in that, trying to steal that and gazump it with a huge bid that Leeds accepted. His lack of wanting to come to Chelsea is just because he wanted to go to Barca. That doesn't mean that Chelsea has no pull, especially with that specific
Let me ask you a
player.
question real quick, you lot. Do you believe that because of the Ake news, the lit news before, do you think Conde's heard about that and he's probably turned his head around?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think it matters like people think. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, that's
look at that guy.
Usually athletes don't have LDE, so there's a few of them. I mean, Neymar, when you dive in a preseason match when nobody that's LDE, but athletes usually have big dick energy.
What do you think? What's turned around Conde's head? What do you think's happened?
Again, we got to get off this. It's a Kounde thing. No, that's not been reported anywhere that Jules Kounde is the one holding out and keep making this from happening. Not been reported one place.
Well,
it's either Sevilla with the price tag and Chelsea pulled out, or Barca not having the money that Sevilla want either. So that's why he's still sitting by himself in Sevilla, training by himself, because Barca don't have the money to really make
there's a third lever. There's a third lever coming up.
There's not a third lever coming up. You're wrong.
They're not doing it anymore.
You're wrong. There's not a third lever coming up.
No, I heard there was.
How many fucking levers do these lot need?
Look, the third lever is selling a 40% stake in their license, the Barcelona licensing and merchandising. They do not want to do that. They do not want to do that. They will do everything possible to avoid that. That's 40% of a huge revenue stream. And you'll have to understand, this is revenue they're not going to get back for 25 years, which affects their salary cap of 70% of revenue. If they can't show 40% from licensing, 25% from TV revenue, then their salaries have to lower.
Right.
Which
is what they're trying to do. They're trying to do that with De Jong first right now. That's their first priority.
That's their first level. I mean, that's the one that they'd rather do.
Yeah.
Also, I've done a lot, some reading on the Barcelona situation, and it could go really bad really quick in December. They're banking on the Super League coming back, and if it does not go well in litigation, they're done. This is what they're banking on, is that the judge overturns
180. Then, cool. Fuck the Super League.
Right.
Well, that's what they're banking on.
It is. Yeah, they absolutely are. And then you got to look at like in terms of contracts, like when they talk about levers, like.
Man's at the beach.
Well, how you at the beach on damn line, bro? Go enjoy the sun. Look at this man.
Oh man, he needs his daily dose of Jorginho. Come on.
Got that Myrtle Beach Wi-Fi.
Alex, we can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
I said, yeah, it was windy. I said cheers, and it's not Myrtle Beach.
Cheers, my guy. There we
I'm
go.
actually really close to you, Josh.
Oh yeah, you're down here. Nice, my
It's
man.
10:30 and you're drinking beer.
Have you guys ever like met up in person? Josh and Alex, because all I keep hearing is how close you guys are to each other. I wonder if you guys have actually seen each other in person.
Alex and I have driven by each other in the night. We just I've never met up.
Yep.
They're close in American terms.
Yeah, in English terms, it would be like a 10-hour trip.
Yeah.
That's close. Fucking hell. Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, I'm talking about your highway system there, which seems to be adding double the time to get someplace. Or the traffic situation.
You see the Dumfries news, yeah? You see the Dumfries. See Dumfries.
That's beautiful, man.
See Dumfries.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Skriniar. I'm just thinking, we're not going to get both of them. We're not going to get both of them.
No, we're not.
Probably not.
One of them.
Right.
Which one would you prefer?
Like,
which one would you prefer?
Well, I mean, the actual centre back in this equation, but I think it's less likely that Inter are gonna let their star centre back go for nothing with no replacements or whatever.
Well, they haven't. I mean, they lost out on Bremer, who was supposed to be their replacement.
Yeah, went to Juve.
He went to Juve instead. So, they actually do have a replacement in house for him, but I think they would prefer not to let him go. But if the right bid comes in, fine.
He's got 1 year left on his contract as well. So
yeah, if the right bid comes in, they'll let him go. Same thing with Kimpembe. It's all about
Isn't
the
it
money.
Skriniar has a 1 year contract left?
Yeah. And the owner of Inter Milan lost in court in Hong Kong. He owes about $250 million. So he's in trouble financially.
But let me ask you something. Is anybody afraid actually that Skriniar is too similar to Koulibaly? And you can't not have that kind of same style of defenders? There's the reason why we went for the players like Ake and Kounde. It's because they are completely opposite of Koulibaly. When you play in defense, it always has to be two separate. You can't have two same defenders. For example, John Terry and Cavallo. Cavallo is the player one, and John Terry is the fourth. Same thing with the Skriniar. For me, is just too similar to Cavallo. Even though Koulibaly, I like Skriniar a lot, like as a defender, but better than Kounde ever was. But I just think they're too similar. That's what's the fear.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what Tuchel likes. That's why we're looking at similar center backs. That's the profile of center back the dude wants on this team. So if that's the case,
no. That's not what it is. Because why did we win for Ake?
Yeah,
because
I agree. Alex.
I explained this before you came on. Ake can play multiple positions, and usually
but Skriniar can't. That's my point.
No, he would be a straight center back.
So does Koulibaly.
Okay, for a straight center back, the profile that Tuchel likes is a Koulibaly, is a Thiago Silva, is a Skriniar, is a Kimpembe, because they're big, tall, physical center backs. And it's not like any of them are slow. Koulibaly is not slow. Kimpembe is not slow.
Skriniar is not slow.
Skriniar is not slow.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand.
Yeah, you have to have
Yeah, I don't think.
Alex is referencing their
understand.
playmaking.
I don't think you understood what I was saying, Jester. That I understand that what you're saying, but that's not how you build the defense. I'm talking about the usually defensive play is opposite. One that can play good with his feet and like literally AC and Rudiger. One is the killer, another one is the tracker.
I get that, but
and one that can step into midfield.
Exactly. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? We're not scouting for any particular type of centre back. We're just looking for centre backs. Like that's
not true. That's not true.
Well, I mean,
no,
okay,
it's
cool,
not.
but you can say what you want. But okay,
well, I can say what I want because what you're saying is.
Why do you say that though? Why do you say that though? Go on.
Because we've gone from, I think the only real like filter is like what side each centre back can play on. But by and large, I think I think the main priority is just getting some centre backs in. I think. Because I don't think we don't have a scouting department anymore. I think and if you've looked at the way we've been looking for players, it's just been what players are, what opportunities can we latch ourselves onto, and what are the biggest names we can get that are available. Hence why we've been jumping and diving from players to Kounde, to De Ligt, to Kimpembe, to Ake. It's just been switching so much that I don't think there's a scouting policy we're looking to follow when we're scouting for centre backs.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's exactly what those leagues are actually point. If we win for Ake and Kounde, that's exactly the type of center backs we're looking for.
Well, again, the difference between those players is Ake and Kounde can play the fullback on their side. So they're going to be a little bit more prolific with the ball at their feet and playing the ball forward, because they can play a fullback / a wingback position. That's just the way. And they're usually going to be a little shorter than your average center back because, again, they play multiple positions. So it is what it is. If you're looking for a pure center back, Tuchel has a profile. Big, strong, and can play a pass out of the back. And that's what Koulibaly is. That's what Thiago Silva is. That's what Skriniar is. That's what Kimpembe is. They're all the same.
You think Koulibaly is a very dominant passer out of the back?
Yeah, I mean, he had a 90% success pass rate last year. He can pass with both feet. He's very talented.
Have you ever watched the man play?
I have seen him play, and I have seen sort of the way that he passes out the back. I just don't think it's. Well, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to get into that, but I still don't agree that. I think we're to your point where we're signing. We look for players like Ake so that they can play like left back, and I don't think that we're looking for players that I don't think that should be the way we're looking at players that because it's a whole load of like decent in a whole bunch of positions but not good in any. And this was why I was against the signing of Ake, because I was like, everyone came to the consensus that he would come as a backup centre back, which means he's not good enough to start, and then say that but at least he can fit in as a left back sometimes when Chilwell needs a rest. I'm like, are we really spending on 40 million on those type of players? And that's where the issue is with the way we've been looking at some players.
I still none of you understand what I was trying to say. The centre backs do not pair in the similar style. The centre back, the one has to be good with his feet. Christensen with his feet is always better than Rudiger. And dribbling in any kinds, runs into the middle. Rudiger just running like a bulldozer. Yeah. What I'm saying is this is the centre back. The one centre back has to be physical, and another one has to be quick, and another one has to be really, really good with his feet.
Yeah.
I agree, Alex. I agree. I agree, Alex. I just don't think in our situation we have the luxury of being picky of what type of centre backs we get.
I think Guardiola or what's his name is actually a better suited than Skriniar. I love Skriniar.
Who?
Yeah, whatever.
Vardio. The G is silent. Vardio.
Yeah, but whatever. That guy is better suited with specifically if we play in with Koulibaly as the starting center back. That's the person. Even not Ake. What's the guy's name?
Kimpembe?
No. He's already in our team.
Colwell.
No. That kid that played better in the midfield. Ampadu. You see, that kind of player that can play and midfield and defender, that good with his feet, that kind of center back we're looking for.
But what if the center back is big and physical and fast and good with his feet? All of it.
No. Skriniar is not good with his feet.
I didn't say Skriniar.
Okay.
You're naming unicorns, Jester.
No, I'm not. Koulibaly is all of those things. He's fast, he's physical, and he's good with his feet. We have
actually.
So is Thiago.
Thiago's not quick.
Yeah, but he has something that they don't have. Is awareness and defense.
I agree.
In the way he reads the game, so he makes up for it. He looks quick because he's always in the correct position.
If you can get centre back like a prime Aspie, you remember Aspie under Kounde, a centre back that can go in and occupy sometimes the half space,
right back,
whipping the cross, like I used to assist Morata. Mm-hmm. That's what I saw Kounde coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because obviously when you play with a low block team, you have three centre backs. You don't want all of them to set back. You want one of them to be pushing really high and actually make up become almost as a midfielder in advance.
Reece James. I know you guys don't like to hear it, but Reece James. People keep saying, "Oh, he's our best attacker." Fair enough. If we can buy a player who's competent enough at wing back, you're gonna supplement that with Reece James playing at right center back. Right center back.
Right center back.
That's not the problem. The problem is I think Tuchel doesn't think Thiago Silva is gonna be good for the whole season. That's why we're looking for another center back. Because you cannot. For example, if we use James as a center back time to time, I understand we're not going to use him a lot. But if we do, and if, for example, if we're going down by Thiago Silva, so what are we going to play? Koulibaly and Reece James as the center backs?
We do have a
back three.
Yeah, but then that's why we need a left center back, I think, because then Koulibaly can play in the center, and then that left center back can be the other center back. No?
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like the defense is, it's like if you don't have two main starters, it's hard to see what you can get out of the reserves. It's really hard if you don't have. And I want to push this agenda that Thiago Silva is a starter, but he's not a reliable starter. That's all.
I don't agree with that. Even the start of last season, when he started Christensen games in the center back, I could see Tuchel had a plan to phase Thiago Silva out slowly. But then the first game Thiago Silva started, he was so quality that he kept him in a team, and then he moved Christensen to right center back. So it didn't quite work out. But I think Tuchel wants to phase out Thiago Silva. We just couldn't last season.
No, I definitely don't think he wants to phase him out.
Yeah.
Don't
forget the World Cup is in a specific time, and Thiago Silva is going to be the one that actually going to demand to be in that World Cup because he's the main center back.
I'm just saying that he's going to play Thiago Silva, but he wants to give him less and less minutes. I mean, look at the way he faded out at the end of last season. You don't think Thiago Silva, for example, if it was 2 games or 1 game before they gotta go to the World Cup and we're playing some stupid game, do you think that Thiago Silva will not be conservative, not going into the tackles, not going into to not get hit before the World Cup?
I don't think he's built that way. I don't think he can.
That will be his last World Cup. He's gonna do wonders to make that World Cup.
He starts for Brazil. He'll be there, and he really does.
The next one.
Well, no, this is his last one.
No, I'm saying if he's gonna get hurt.
Oh, take care, Josh. Let me just go through a few of these super chats as well, because I've just realized I've left them for a while. Idai says it's basic negotiation because he said our players are crap, devaluing them. Also showed desperation. It does cause damage, to be honest. These are the basics. If we're desperate, it's only because of the stage of the transfer window and how close we are to the season. And in terms of the players, every club has scouts. Like, all you have to do is watch them and see half of them are crap anyway. It doesn't really matter what Tuchel says if we're being really honest about it. All that changes is the way other rivals fans perceive those players. That's just it. JFL says apparently De Jong would only leave for Chelsea. I did see that come out, but like, I'm not saying too much about De Jong until it's clear whether he wants to leave or not, because that's when Chelsea will make a move. Chelsea said they'll only make a move if they see interest from De Jong to leave the club. Until then, it's pointless. Cheb says, what happens if we just trigger Kounde's release clause? But then we just go directly into talks and we've already agreed personal terms. But
I think we already did.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
I kind of don't want the guy anymore. I kind of don't want the guy anymore.
You're bored of it too, aren't you?
Yeah, I never was number one fan of his. I mean, he was okay, but just because I liked him because he threw a ball at Alba, but that's the only reason I wanted him.
Well, we have another name that's surfaced backed up, one from last summer. Harry Kane.
I did see that, but like, that's so unlikely, especially at this point. No chance. It'd be great. Like, I'd be all for it. Would love Harry Kane to come to Chelsea. That sorts out our goal scoring and potentially our playmaking in one swoop. But I don't think it's happening. I'd love it, but we can dream.
What about Jared Bowen? Because Simon Phillips was talking
West
about
Ham, they're not getting rid of him.
Simon Phillips was talking about Jared Bowen. No, Simon
yeah,
Phillips
it's not happening though.
Simon Phillips was talking about him and Traore.
I actually listened to some Chelsea guys talking on the space on Twitter yesterday, and there was a couple of kids who were talking about Bowen versus Adama Traore and what's his name, and they're like, man, that boy Bowen Traore is so much better player. We should go for the Adama Traore versus Bowen. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with this now generation kids? Like, what is it? The muscles, the baby oil that like it pisses me off.
They don't play the same position. They don't. Bowen's an inverted winger. Traore is a wide playmaker. But not even.
Well, he can play. I think he can be. You can convert into the. You can convert into the inside forward from the winger.
But he would play wing. He'd be wing back depth. That's what he would be if he came. If Traore came, he'd be James's wing back depth. And then we just sign a center back. That's an option. And people were gassed about him being linked with us last year. So why not this year? Again, there's worse options out there. Not saying he'd be my first choice, but there's worse options out there.
Wait, how do you guys feel about Denzel Dumfries?
Fine.
I don't know who that is, but I'll take Adama Traore only on the James wingback situation, nothing else.
Yeah, that's what I think
Dumfries is good for depth, just as long as it doesn't mean we try shoehorn James into right centre back the whole season. That's the only thing I wouldn't want, but we get another centre back in anyway.
What would happen with Dumfries is he would play just like James. He would play wing back and right center back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then that's fine.
They would rotate. They would rotate back and forth.
Like, the main thing I've seen from this club, from the fan base, everyone's worried it means Reece James will play right centre back. But in spite of that, it doesn't mean we shouldn't go for the player. It's just James is your number one pick, as obvious. And if that means Dumfries can play centre back, then perfect.
I think we're going back to 3 in the beginning of the season, no matter what. It's going to be Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, and it's going to be Chalobah until we sign somebody. There's going to be a 3 starting. So people need to stop worrying about. I mean, my wife tells me that all the time, but that's not always necessarily true.
I think it's more likely to be Koulibaly on the right, Thiago in the middle, and Milan Sarr on the left.
Yes.
What we've seen from preseason. Chalobah's been pants.
And he's injured as well.
Who's injured?
Chalobah.
Oh no! Somewhere in the world, our Prime is dancing again.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? He can hold that. Big up yourself, Prime, but still hold that.
Oh, Emerson can play left as well.
Exactly. I forgot about Emerson as a center back. Good quality. Yeah. Any words of JFK getting shot in Dallas, or no? He's staying with Chelsea.
Kennedy? He's on the list to leave, I think.
Oh no, I'm gonna. He's better than Traore in that position for the wingback.
Well, you don't think about Timo Werner?
I don't think about Timo Werner. I'm at the beach. Why would I think about Timo Werner?
No, the news about Leipzig and Newcastle.
Leipzig, Newcastle, and Juve are all interested in possibly.
And Newcastle, I think.
Yeah, I said Newcastle.
Oh,
Juve
no,
and
Dortmund,
Leipzig.
my bad.
And Dortmund's in there too as well, because Haller has to have radiated nuts. And,
yeah,
I'm not too.
He is out for the season, so
yeah, that's a lot. Testicular cancer ain't no joke. Fuck that.
yeah, he's going to take one of them nuts.
At least as it just means that they're in for another striker at the very least. But
right.
Yeah,
they're talking about Suarez. They're talking about
Suarez a free
all sorts
agent,
of people. So yeah,
I'll take Suarez, man. I know he's dusted, but you can take that dust off, man.
Why don't we just sign both Costa and Suarez?
Not Costa. Diego Costa is good, but I think now, at least from what's his name, Dracula, at least have never won the Premier League. He's gonna fight for it. Diego Costa already won it. He's not that interested.
I wouldn't bring him back anyway, so it didn't matter.
bring Costa just for the games against Tottenham because he hates Conte.
No, Arsenal better.
Lewis,
he hates Arsenal centre backs.
Lewis, what do you think is going to happen with Kante and Jorginho's contract?
Don't know.
I think they're going to end up leaving on a freeze.
Yeah, it feels like Rudiger 2.0.
That's the only way he can get the high. He can get. If he will leave now, he will not make the money as much as he will leave next season on free. His wages will be bigger if he leaves on free. So,
yeah,
I could have anyway.
Would you guys take Memphis Depay?
Go on.
I was asked if you guys would take Memphis Depay. Don't know if that's been asked yet.
Hell no.
Over what we have, yes.
Why did you say hell no?
What are we turning our noses up at Depay? Again, our attack is shit.
Memphis Depay?
Nah, I'm not willing to see that still.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'd rather see Depay in the middle over Havertz or Michi or Werner in the middle.
Martin Terrell, the guy from Rennes.
I would rather Depay over both Werner and Havertz. So yeah. Or at least somebody to combine off of Havertz. Yeah, at least.
Hey, you even got the Go AM seal of approval. That's a rarity. Usually hates all of our targets. So that's how you know what man is on this. Zaha again, run it, bring him in immediately if we can get a decent price tag off Palace. But yeah, year left on his contract. I'm here for it.
I disagree with that one. I'm not here for FIFA Street Ballers, but no to Zaha.
He brings goals and creativity. Plays on either side of the wing.
He brings long shots and red cards.
I mean, does he even get red cards?
Yes, for fighting.
Does he?
For fighting, yes.
Yeah, but if you play for Crystal Palace and you were better than everybody on your team, you'd get red cards to get sent off too.
You get pissed off.
Well, how many red cards?
I would much rather say maximum than Wilfried Zaha, and I don't think that's a contest.
Oh, why? Because he's always injured. Saint Maximin is always injured. And
under any circumstances, get Saint Maximus. Under any circumstances, I'd rather stick to what you got.
Zaha's had 5 red cards since joining Palace. It's not as deep as people are making out.
Check his yellow cards.
Well, who cares about yellow cards?
You know what? Either way, I don't want my attackers starting fights. That's it.
Oh, you must have hated Diego Costa then.
No, because he did it in a way where he didn't get in trouble.
You what?
What's it called? Because Diego Costa never got sent off for us. Never. Not once.
No, he got sent off once. FA Cup game against Everton.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the Prem. Never got sent off.
Oh, in the Prem.
Okay, move that bar real quick.
43 yellow cards and 2 red cards in the Premier League since playing in there. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
I have you seen the fake Barca Universal going around about Jules Kounde?
No, what are they saying?
Jules Kounde was actually ready to agree personal terms and join Chelsea, but he but was reminded that Mason Mount was at Chelsea, putting it off the decision. Kounde is expected to join Barcelona by today or tomorrow.
That is ridiculous.
Look at these dick riders in chat. Oh, it's hilarious.
Sure, a funnier one would have been like, oh, they didn't realize he has to play behind Cho, so he did a U-turn.
That's more dead food that needs to go.
Artem says getting rid of Aspie, Werner, and Ziyech frees up over 500k in wages, and we get rid of one sec, Alex. Getting rid of Aspie, Werner, and Ziyech frees up over 500k in wages, and we get rid of one washed player, one awful player, and one player who doesn't fit. Completely agree on all three of those. It's just, do we get rid of all three of them?
Reportedly, when we got back to London, Ziyech did not get on the bus.
Went by himself, and he's been trying to sort out his own move personally. There's been more talks of AC Milan, but we don't really know where they're leading to yet or how close
they are with the option to buy.
Oh yeah, no, we know that, but like we haven't heard anything since then. Like 5 million, I think, loan, 20 million options.
Where's the paranoia guy? Because he was afraid Ziyech is going to leave him because the talks between AC Milan fell down.
I think Ziyech is gone. I think it's really close. So that's fine with me. Ziyech doesn't fit in the Premier League. End of.
You know what? One thing is bothering me. I cannot see people in the chat commenting.
That's a good thing, Alex. Just
they're talking trash about you, bro.
Focus on that. Beat.
Nothing. The whole chat is nothing about.
Yeah, you don't want to see what they're saying, bro. It's all mad.
That's why I'm showing it. That's why we can watch my feet and those waves.
Right. JFL says, I swear Alan Saint-Maximin is a street baller. I think with him the biggest question
is, but he's a street. He is a street baller, but he's a street baller that can be coached. I don't think Zaha can be.
What would you say the differences between the pair of them?
Age, largely. I think like Saint-Maximin's like 24, 25, and like Zaha's pushing 30.
Ability, I think Zaha's got more end product in him.
It's actually really, really hard to change somebody's mentality becoming from football background to the professional. It's like a basketball play. Like if you play basketball streets 3 versus 3, that doesn't mean that you're gonna make it at NBA.
And even still, if like you've listened to me for longer than 15 minutes, you know what I expect from my wingers, just to be able to competent dribblers that are able to occupy attention from defenders.
Nobody can listen to you more than 5 minutes. Why would we listen to you more than 15?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You heard him. You heard him.
He cut out. I didn't hear him.
Cheers.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, is there any other news topics in here? Because I haven't seen anything else except that waffle session about Harry Kane. Because that's not happening. 100% that ain't happening.
But can you imagine?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. It's great to dream about, but that's all it really is. Just a dream. It's not actually going to happen. No chance.
What's it called? How much would you guys be willing to pay for Rafael Leao?
Not with their
70 million max.
70 million euros. 80 million euros.
70 mil?
80 million
euros.
Yes.
Euros. Okay, euros.
Y'all are crazy. I ain't paying over 50 million pounds for him.
I'd pay 80 mil for him.
Well, you be taking the L.
I mean, I think you could negotiate to like 70 mil pounds. I think.
That's way too much for somebody who's never. I don't even think he scored double digits, does he?
No,
maybe 1 year.
14 goals last season.
Yeah,
1 year.
He's only exploded last season.
No, he's been what's it called? It's been 2 years of him on the scene. I caught wind of him 2020, 2021. That was when I started watching him, and I already saw it was the real different then.
I think he's only really got in. He's only really got into his really good form.
What about that striker from Villarreal?
Danjuma Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno. I kind of like it.
Yeah, he's also 30 years old.
You don't.
He is 30 years old, but he actually physical, and the team is actually playing well. Like he's really, he can run. He can run.
No, I agree. But I think he's Villarreal through and through. I think he came from the academy. I don't know. I think he's been there a long time. I don't think he's leaving.
Yeah, the only Villarreal player we can get is Pau Torres. But then again,
I wouldn't even want him either.
Yeah, it would be the same thing.
I wouldn't want him either.
Central centre back rather than one that can play on right or left.
He can play.
I guess we all agree then Ronaldo is then.
No. Look at Prime trying to disprove the Arsenal fan rumors.
Big up Frosted as well, my guy. Appreciate the donation.
Well, gentlemen, I gotta bounce. I gotta get ready for work. Y'all have a
worries,
great day.
Take care of yourself, my guy.
Remember, stay away from little dick energy. Get into big dick energy, because your life will be a whole lot better, and you won't be seen as a whiny little bitch. Y'all have a good one.
Take care of yourself.
Maybe,
my guy. We'll see you
maybe
tomorrow.
we word that get into big dick stuff. Maybe we word that.
Huh? Big dick energy.
Maybe
Big
word
dick energy.
big dick. Yeah, maybe we word that. Just saying.
Big dick energy.
No. I know what you mean exactly, but I'm saying maybe we word
the
phrasing. Phrasing. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want
phrasing. Later.
Take care, bro. JFL says this Leao hype feels like Alexander Isak all over again. In what sense?
No, it's not. It's different. Isak has never done what Leao's done. Leao's a baller.
And also, Isak,
Leao's at least won a title and been key to it.
Yeah, Isak burst onto the scene for being like the next Zlatan, and that was where all the hype initially came when he was 17 from Malmo. So I think that's where it stems from. Leao, it's completely different.
Yeah, no, these are two different ones, but appreciate the donation anyway, my guy. Let's see. Prime, what are you saying anyway? Because we haven't really heard your thoughts on any of the topics we've gone through. What are you saying?
What about Leao?
Werner, Kounde, anything?
Chelsea fans crying about Kounde and stuff, like, just get a grip, stop being a child. Chalobah, I would actually start him opening day of the season, to be fair.
Stop lying.
In the back three, yeah.
Oh no, I actually would in the back three. Why not?
Stop lying.
I'm not lying.
You're just saying you're on a bit of a watch after the last watch along.
Let's make a bet. See if that umbrella will fly away in how long time.
We'll be playing a back three: Chalobah, Thiago Silva, and Koulibaly.
Well, it depends on the third centre back we get.
Yeah, but I'm assuming we're not getting anyone. That's why.
No, I think we'll get a centre back. I'm just not sure who we're gonna get.
Oh, okay. Well, if we do get someone, then obviously that's different. But going off of right now, then yeah, sure, I'd play him. Yeah, Werner, like, he wants to go, he can go. It's fine. And Leao, like, I'd sell my soul for him. Like, that's what it is. I've been hyping on about this guy forever. So bring him in.
Tricky You says Immobile.
No,
he feels more like a player only thrives in Serie A. When we went to Bundesliga, he struggled, didn't he?
Yeah, how do you go to the Bundesliga and struggle? Like, make it make sense, please.
I really don't know.
Because he's
not.
Would you
not take Victor Osimhen?
No, I'm not taking Osimhen. I'm not taking Osimhen. Bro, I want to punch Osimhen in the face, man. He's so annoying.
No, hey.
Why do you hate Osimhen?
You guys will destroy my striker. Okay,
bro. If you saw him in AFCON, he's just an overhead kick merchant, spamming it time after time after time.
He didn't play.
No. Sorry, not AFCON. The World Cup qualifier against Ghana. Just spamming overhead kick after overhead kick after.
Bro, he didn't get chances. He didn't get chances in
he
those
didn't
games.
get chances.
I don't care. I don't
service.
care. That doesn't mean you spam overhead
fine.
kicks.
By the way, it's
That
cool
that
you
doesn't
don't
mean
care.
that doesn't
That's
mean
my
you
point.
spam
He will
overhead
come
kicks
to Chelsea,
needlessly.
and the same thing will happen. He won't get service, and he'll get abuse
Yeah,
from Chelsea.
and then we'll start spamming overhead kicks.
He's
The
not
balls that
ready.
aren't
He's
there.
not
Yeah,
ready.
get rid of him. Get rid of him.
He's
Guy's
a
not
very
ready.
he's a
I
very
don't want
good
him at Chelsea.
he's a good striker. The problem is his attitude. I spoke to
He
some
doesn't
guy.
even have. Again, don't do that because he's a black guy. Don't do that. He doesn't have
Bro,
attitude problems.
I'm Nigerian. I'm Nigerian.
What? What are you on
He
about?
doesn't have attitude problems.
Prime. Listen, I spoke to a guy from Napoli. He's a coworker of mine. I spoke to him last week, and he said he's a really good striker. The only problem is he loves to party. He gets in trouble. Koulibaly tried to train him, try to work with him, but he's his own man, and that's his problem. He's got an attitude problem.
He would do well at Liverpool. He would do well at Liverpool. He's a P&P merchant, so he would do well at Liverpool.
Let him and Cho go out clubbing after night, side. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all
Listen,
good.
London has a good
We'll get the
night
best
scene,
out of
right?
each other.
London has a good night scene. Let him do it.
No, it doesn't.
No,
It doesn't. It doesn't.
No, guys, I have another question just for everyone. How fucked do you think we are for next season?
We're not fucked at all.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what your
Depends
high
on who
expectations
comes
are.
in. Depends on who comes in.
And your
I
expectation.
don't even think that.
I get
It
people
depends.
being concerned, but like I'm not going to say we're fucked right now. We're not fucked
If you're expecting to win the
So-
league, yeah. But if you're not, then I don't think we are.
No. Like for top four, like
No,
like
we're
with what you.
safe.
Hold on.
We're
Let me
safe.
just put it all on. Let me just put it all on the table for the way we've been playing, for the lack of depth
We're
in
safe.
certain areas, for
We're safe.
Tuchel style of play. You
We're
think
safe.
with the Tuchel style of you cannot be safe from a terrorist.
safe.
But anyway,
We're
like
safe.
just from it all,
Wait,
how safe do you
Tuchel's
think
not
we
a
are?
terrorist, but okay.
Tuchel
We're
is
safe.
a terrorist.
I'm
Carry
not.
on.
We're
I'm
safe.
not
We're
worried.
getting top four. We're getting top four. We're safe.
Wait, why do you guys are so sure about we're getting top four?
We're safe. Why?
Like I'm in the middle. Like I'm concerned, but that's it. I'm just concerned.
So wait, Tottenham.
Bro, these players that we have, right? They're not like so bad that we won't get top four. Like at the minimum, these guys can get top four. It's fine.
But fine.
Wait, hold on. Who are these guys? Who are these guys you're referring to?
Even these deadwood that we all hate and I hate, they're still
what's
good enough
Barkley?
for us to just minimum get top four. So it's fine.
Was Barkley's good enough for top four?
Everyone complaining and stuff and saying finish 6th and 10th.
But
like
how many games has Ross
We're not
Barkley
finishing 6th or 10th, but I am worried that we could drop out of the top four.
We could finish.
I am not worried.
But that is a reality.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I don't think. So go on.
Yeah, Arsenal and Tottenham both strengthened, and then we have players that do not want to really play for the team.
And
So
I agree.
I can
don't
see.
forget Arsenal will be playing Thursday, Sunday. So it's not given.
Hey,
But we're
here's
playing.
the thing.
We're
Here's the
playing
thing.
Wednesday, like we're still playing midweek as well.
We have experience doing that. They don't.
Here's the thing. I'm not.
The players that I don't want to be here will be gone by the end of the window.
So that
No.
means
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not particularly worried about like Man United and Arsenal, if not for the fact that we're so shit. You know what I mean? So they're on the up, and we are quite clearly on the down. So it's like
it's not clear.
But the thing is, I don't think we are that shit. I just think Chelsea fans are overreacting.
Yes.
I think the way we play football is quite
especially
shit.
because we lost 4-0 to Arsenal. People are
No. I think the way we play football is quite shit. I don't think we play.
But again, the way you play and what you get out of it
achieve
like different things.
are very different. I agree, but when we're out here playing, I don't think it will fly the way it flew last season of us just monopolizing possession for 90 minutes and then somehow getting a last minute winner. I don't think we're going to get as many of those as we because we got quite a few last season. You know, we got Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Watford, probably some others I'm forgetting. Just quite a few last minute winners where we just could not do. Even Leeds as well, even though there's penalties. So like, I don't think we're going to get as lucky.
But by that same thing though, we also like, for example, the Leeds games and stuff and West Ham where we were throwing away stupid leads or we were conceding stupid goals that we just normally wouldn't have. Like, don't you think that will
but we've now lost defenders and what's it called?
We will improve that. Again, part of the reason why
we're going to improve our defense
kind of are moving all over the place was because of the Christensen and Rudiger contract situation. Without that happening, the defense is still as strong.
No.
Well, yes. Because Christensen didn't play like half the season because of his contract stuff.
I don't think. Well, it's a whole bunch of things. I guess I don't think it's solely that. It's the sanctions, the dip in form, the initial dip in form, the Lukaku interview. You can put a whole bunch of things. But here's the thing.
Context on as well. That's fine. But
no. But Prime.
It's not going to be the same next season.
No, but Prime. Hold on, Prime. What you seem to believe is that we come out of the mud and we're just gonna go back to sprouting as a flower again. It's like, no, we've been damaged by the mud.
I didn't say that.
Bro, the last season, we came out the trenches bad. We did not come out the trenches smelling like roses. So to try and believe that we're going to go back again next season and do any better.
I didn't talk about roses and flowers. All I said is we will get top 4. Like, top 4 is not hard to achieve. You guys, know that, right?
If we played the way we played post January for the whole season, next season we're not getting top 4.
Yeah, no, but way. Why do you assume we will?
Because that's all we have to go off of. We've not played.
That's not true.
Why are you not counting? Why are you not counting how we played before December?
Exactly.
Because post that we what's it called? We had a lot of injuries. Like players are coming back. Like Chilwell, he got injured. He has to come back, and we have to see how he does. We've lost and then through that alone, the whole way we played has completely got altered. So now reinstating him again and thinking that everything's going to go back to the way it was, I don't believe it. Seeing as we're losing players are uninterested in being here, and everyone around us is strengthening, I don't think that we're just going to go back to...
There is the consequences for that. Because we played, the reason we played, we knew that we are, for Rudiger, for the defense, Premier League was not as important because he knew he was living since January. So all the way he was playing, it's in the Championship League. So you can see him making mistakes in the Premier League, not as much as in Championship League. The Championship League run, when that thing went over, everybody dropped because it was a big deal. Because the way we performed in the second leg of the Championship League, you can see that not to get rewarded, it took a big toll on Chelsea. We are in a good position to get top 4. There was literally nothing to fight about. Plus the consequences of signings and plus the consequences of the club getting sold. People don't you look for what you want to look to make you feel better about what's gonna go next season. For example, if we're not doing well in the beginning of the season, all I'm gonna hear from that blonde Neymar guy over here that I told you so. We saw all that, and all that. That's how you look at. So you will feel better later. That's your self-defense that you're making up with. For example, I'm same way. I'm not going into direct. You will never hear me saying direct quotes that I think Chelsea gonna win the league from specific point of view because I don't want to be wrong. And that's what people do when they look at the current situation. They don't want to get wrong, so they try to lower the bar from the beginning. That's it.
I mean, first, all I did was pose a question. That's all I did. I didn't say we're going to be cataclysmic next season. I just said, how fucked do you think we are? And I do think we're relatively fucked.
Well, if you're using the word how F we are, that's a cataclysmic.
It's a question.
Yeah, but it's
I don't think we are.
Just because also just because I get proven to be right later on, as I tend to do, it doesn't mean that you should it doesn't mean anything. It's just I don't know. It means that people.
But again,
I don't know.
But you said how fucked are we? I don't think we are as fucked as you're supposedly trying to make out. Because again, the end result is about getting top 4, which we will.
I agree.
Like some of these players that want to leave, they will be. Hold on, some of these players that want to leave, they will be gone anyway. You're only choosing to focus on the second half of the season form. But all of that context we were speaking about before, like 10 minutes ago, you're now not bringing up. about
No, because
sanctions
because
and
it's
certain
clear we're not.
Hold on, wait, hold on. About certain players checking out and stuff. Like again, I still think we'll be fine. Will we be drawn into a top 4 battle? Maybe, probably. Fine, fair enough. I've never seen Chelsea that bad, like in terms of players not wanting to show commitment or fight. I think maybe in the maybe Jose's 3rd season with us and Conte's 2nd season, Chelsea have been that bad. And again, those are kind of anomalies. It's not going to happen
And
again.
another thing is, everybody keeps saying that other teams are actually shrinking. I don't see it. There's a bunch of gamble between Manchester City and Liverpool. What the signings they did, it actually makes me more question than see that they shrinking that team. The only team that I think they're strengthened is actually Tottenham, and it's still not as much threat as it is because I know Kounde does not. One will think and he will get pissed off. If he's not getting his way by January and he sees that he cannot compete with City, with Liverpool for the title, do you think Kounde is going to be happy just fight for the top 4?
No, he won't be.
If he's not going to be close to top 1st by January, his tantrum is going to change.
Exactly.
I have a
Believe
question.
me.
I have a question.
Look at other top 4 contenders. Man United, like they've got a new man.
Why is anybody Man United? Man United is not in top 4. Man United is not in the top 4 contender. The only team that I consider in top 4 contender to fight us for it, it's actually Arsenal, West Ham. The way that West Ham is signing, I think West Ham. I think what's his name? If you let me finish, I'll tell you everything. I think actually, what's his name? Bardi. Leicester. Leicester will get back into it.
Yeah, but I was going to get onto
but here's the thing.
I think Man United are in contention. They won't get it, but like again, a new manager and stuff, that's going to take a toll on them. Leicester, you've seen them get into top 4.
Take a toll on them.
Midfield.
Hold on.
All I can say is midfield.
We've seen Leicester get into top 4 battles and bottle it. With Arsenal, like I know people are trying to get gassed because of their preseason and stuff, but they're not going to be as great as amazing as everyone's making out. They'll still finish 6th.
I mean, if you want to just discredit all the other teams, then I mean you can do that, but it's very short-sighted.
I'm not discrediting them. I'm using
literally
logic
are
to analyze things. No.
I'm using logic to analyze. You've just said not good, not so good, and also I have a question.
I'm using logic because why assume Chelsea will be terrible and everyone else will just be brilliant?
Well, okay, I can answer. So, how many managers have come out and said publicly that our squads struggle with motivation? How many managers have made that claim?
Our last 4, 5.
But in context to what? But no. But
what do you mean in context to what? What are you talking about?
I'm trying to say.
How about Kounde said yesterday? How about Kounde said last season? How about Kounde said last season? Chelsea and Tottenham are the 2 different stratospheres. How is that supposed to mean to Tottenham?
Hold on.
Well, since then they've made plethora of signings.
One at a time, guys.
Motivation in context to be competing consistently at the highest level. Not in terms of just getting top 4.
Okay. So our last 4 managers have made that claim. So, and when you and here's the thing, and this is what I said earlier. Once you go through hardship, as we did, we've So the 4 managers have made that claim, and majority of our squad consists of players that came from these last 4 managers. We've still got Alonso here. We've still got We've still got Emerson here. We've still got Jorginho here. We've still got majority of the same managers from all these previous managers. And they've all made the same claim. So now not much has changed. Tuchel's even said himself that nothing's going to change since we have the same players. That's another thing. Now, so we are aware that motivation is a key issue with our squad. We've gone through so much hardship. We've lost so many of our talented players. Yes. Hold on. We've lost so many of our talented players. How does it get any better? Or how do we remain consistent?
We've definitely lost 2. The way you say so many, I mean, we've only lost 2.
Again, bro. But like again, they're talking about competing consistently at the highest level. In terms of getting top 4 and just winning like trophies, We've still done that even with those managers. So like, what? Are you
I don't care about. I don't care about trophies.
doing?
I don't care about trophies. I'm talking about the league.
But we're not winning the league next season. So like, that's why.
No,
that's
but
why
no,
I said
yeah. No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. No.
Your expectation at the beginning of it was. If you
no. Here's the thing.
We're not winning it. Sorry.
No, but here's the thing. Every single one of those seasons, at the beginning of the season, some deluded fans thought we're going to win the league. So when you aim for the top and then you drop off a little bit. Hold on, no. Let me mod you real fast. So let me mod you real fast. So all of the seasons we've gone, we're aiming for the league and then we drop off a little bit. Now you're saying we're aiming for top 4 and we're destined to drop off a little bit because that's what we always do. It's what history tells us. So to assume that but this time we're just going to remain consistent. We're going to get what we aim for. It's not happening, Prime. We thought we were going to win the league last season. We finished 4th.
Drop off to what? Drop off to what? Drop off to what? I know we're not going to compete for the title this season.
Now we're aiming for 4th. Now we're aiming for 4th.
No. But again, it's not aiming for 4th. It's the bare minimum. The bare minimum is top 4.
See, that logic doesn't work.
We don't get any better than 4th. I promise you.
That logic doesn't work. Okay. Lampard was here. We everyone thought we'll finish 10th, we'll finish 11th, whatever.
In the second season of Lampard, we thought we were going to win the league.
No way.
I don't know what.
I did.
So many fans did.
There was a lot of fans.
Before that December period.
All those fans that
no, I can't like that. It's highly hypocritical because I remember you were on the Football Terrorists when they did the Chelsea show with you, Monster, I think this guy's name Slens, and Anita, all on the thing saying we're going to win the league, and then the drop off occurs, and I said, but no one says that.
Pull up receipts then. I've never said on the Football Terrorists we'd win the league with Frank. I've never said that.
Okay, say no more. But
everyone knows from day dot I wanted them gone. So.
I mean, okay, cool, but I think the idea was that I remember even I remember even rival fans saying that we will probably go. I mean, they say every season, but they were saying that we're going to win the league under Lampard, and then obviously we saw what happened.
Of course they did, because we brought in like 7 players to improve.
Yeah, we brought in Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell, Mendy. Yeah, we brought in all the players.
Of course they said that.
Yeah, I know, but this and look what we were aiming for the league and we fell off to 4th. It was despite having Kane manager.
You're saying
now,
no.
It
was delusion.
Okay, fine, it was delusion, whatever. Now you're saying we're aiming for 4th, but our squad's got weaker in the crucial areas.
But I did not say we are aiming for 4th. I'm saying that's the bare minimum.
Where did we get weaker? What areas?
In defense. And what's it called? Yeah, in defense.
We're looking to fix our defense.
Do you think Koulibaly is worse than Rudiger?
No, he's not.
Okay, that's a different question because I think they're different types of centre backs. And I was arguing with someone in the chat because I was saying that in certain aspects of the way.
No. Hold on a second.
Wait, you want a short answer? You want a short answer? Want a short answer? What's it called? I would say Rudiger's Koulibaly is the perfect replacement for Rudiger. I think, yeah.
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah, so we just need to find our
I know for a fact that you did not like Christensen. So since you did not like Christian,
that is a lie.
My word.
What's a lie?
That is a lie. That is the biggest lie.
Oh my!
I'm one of Christensen.
Rest in peace.
I was one of Christensen's biggest fans. I just wasn't a fan of the whole mentality.
Louis, where are all those Christensen fans when me and you get better everywhere we go?
I know, man.
Because I know,
just
what I'm saying? Like,
and they just let us power up.
Now
you want to hop on the AC train? Now he's gone.
Yeah,
I was fighting.
No. The only thing I always question was I don't know why you loved him. I was gonna call him Maldini. Why you loved Christensen so much, particularly him. That was it. That was my only question.
You just said because you just said you were his biggest fan.
I said I was one of his. I raved his Champions League final performance time and time again, so many times. I'm a big fan of the guy. Obviously when he can be got at and pressured, but I think he's a very competent football defender. And now we've lost Rudiger and we've lost Christensen. We've now got Koulibaly in. Rice at centre back as he's now leaving. We're now saying we want to bring Reece James into that area to then weaken our right wing back
That me or
position.
his internet is going out.
No,
And
I
now
can
we're
hear him.
saying, yeah, now we're saying that Malang Sarr is going to be our starting left centre back. Oh, but we're going to get top 4, right? With Malang Sarr left centre back. Eddie Nketiah raped that boy. What do you think everyone else is going to do to him? So yeah, I'm not too. Our midfield is getting weaker. Kante's legs are completely shot. Conor Gallagher and Vinny Gilmore.
I think people are gonna.
Kante's been trashed for 3 seasons now. It doesn't matter.
No, he wasn't being trashed for 3 seasons.
He was not complete and utter trash. He was not complete and utter
trash. By the way, you will be surprised.
He has been, and we've still got top 4.
People kept forgetting that we played the most games than anybody in the world last season. One of the most. We played 67 games.
No, it was 61. Liverpool played 64.
Okay. We played one of the most. Okay. Thank you. You proved me something wrong. By the way, Paranoia. Let me introduce you to
Prime
Excel guy.
Wait, let me introduce myself.
He's the Paranoia like you.
Alex, let me introduce myself. So Prime, right? I'm going to be the point of reason here. I think it is too early.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it is too early to predict. You know what I mean?
Bro,
yeah,
you're going to be the point of reason. We are fucked.
Let me speak, please. I think it's too early to predict where Chelsea is going to finish because the window is not yet shut. But there's this one stat, don't forget it. Last season, we laughed at Arsenal and Tottenham. We said Arsenal are bottle jobs because they finished 5th. Tottenham are good enough, whatever. But don't forget, they won more games than us. These 2 teams, and they have strength to them.
We also played vastly more games than they did.
True, that is true.
That's not the point.
They have won more games.
Just before we continue,
did you just say it's not important?
Wait, guys, everyone, just before we go. Max says is Malia Sarr and he's cheap. If he's cheap, I'd be down for him as depth. Professor King says Lewis or Felix. Lewis, I don't know who the other option is, but if João Felix was available, I'd be all for him as well. Yeah, go on, guys. What are you saying? Just had to go through the super chats.
I didn't say it's not important. I didn't say it's not important. I said it's not the point because we had a better team than them during those times. So for them to win more games than us in the league,
because the majority of those losses were coming in the second half of the season, where we all agree we were trash. For context, right? There's context to that.
Yeah, we on the Championship League and the games between the. Look at the games between the Championship League last season. Who did we play against when we are going on a trip?
Okay, wait.
Exactly. Let me say this. At the end of the day, those 2 teams won more games than us, and we still finished in the top 4.
Okay. Do you know what? I want to move on to a different aspect of this. I want to talk about our style of play. Do you think we can keep up the way we've been playing into the next season and achieve the same results? Do you believe that?
No, we have to be better. This is
the way wait. Hold on. Repeat that again.
Do you think we can maintain the way we've been playing from last season, and if you want to look into preseason, and play that same way in the league next season and achieve the same results?
In terms of how we played in the second half of last season, no, but I don't think we will play that bad. So
okay. Well, let me put it this way, guys. Right. Because I said they won more games, right? Something Tottenham and Arsenal did really well is they got rid of their dead wood and they have strengthened, right? They started in January. They pushed a lot of players in January.
Who got that dead wood? Who got that get rid of the dead wood? Who touched got the get rid wood?
Let me answer, please.
They haven't sold Ndombele yet, so they
wait. Ndombele is on the list to leave. He's not in the squad.
Well, we also have a list of people.
Okay, wait. Let me answer, please. I said Arsenal and Tottenham, they push a lot of players out. When Kounde came in January, he came in December, whatever. In January, he pushed a lot of players on loan. Arsenal started negotiating to get rid of some of their players. They like the fringe ones were out. Some of them they negotiated with them and they moved Barcelona, whatever. What is his name? The striker. And now they are signing the players they want this summer. You see how Gabriel Jesus and Zizenko, they just came and they slot in perfectly.
Zizenko.
Right? You know what I mean? But us, we are here and we have not really strengthened. We have not really strengthened.
Oh
Replacing
my
players.
word! Are you saying? So you were saying that what's his name? Jesus is gonna Jesus and Aubameyang was living. First of all, the reason why they didn't got top 4 last season, I surely blame for getting rid of Aubameyang.
I agree with you.
If we will keep Aubameyang,
Yeah,
they would have gotten that top 4.
Alex, I agree with you, but don't forget.
How are you can agree with me?
Let me answer. I agree with you, but don't forget, Atenta was not playing him. He didn't play him at all. They fell out. Remember, he didn't play him. So the best thing was to sell, to get rid.
They didn't get.
He didn't sell. He's the one that canceled the contract.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Same as Lewis. Oh my God!
So that's what I'm saying. That's the best thing. That's the best results. He wasn't playing him at all.
Arsenal didn't get top 4 because they lost the. Arsenal didn't get top 4 because they lost their first 3 games. That's why they didn't get top 4.
It's not necessarily that.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's not necessarily that. They should have kept Obama. I mean, they should have played him, but he wasn't playing him at all. So it made sense for him to leave. He didn't play him. They fell out. Remember?
Actually, no. Actually, I agree. No, I'm wrong. No, because not those games they lost. They didn't get top 4 because they lost to Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Brighton. That was why they didn't get top 4.
Then they beat us.
Artem Super Chat, 1 second. I'm saying missing the biggest factor of why we dropped off so bad in the second half of the season was because both our starting wing backs missed 44 league games, arguably the 2 most important players to our system. Exactly that.
Yeah, no. But I pointed that out and I brought it up and I went with that. I said, okay, cool. So our style of play altered when we were missing.
The guy is moving like a crazy, like a snake.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I said, can you let me speak, please? I said our style of play altered once we lost Chilwell and when Reece James got injured. When did you say that? When did you say that today? When did you say that? I go back and check. I said that, and then I said, we've seen history tells us our squad. Stop interrupting me. I said our squad as a collective struggles with motivation. I said that, and we've seen that through previous managers. So I've said, if our style of play is altered, we've lost players, and motivation is an issue, how do we rebound to how we were playing at the beginning of the season last season? I don't see it. Because we're not as defensively solid. We've lost.
It's too early.
Wait. Artem says this is why backup wing backs should be the top priority as well. And yeah, again, we agree on that as well. Like we've barely looked at any. We ignored Jonathan Klaus and let him go to Marseille. Perisic was always going to go to Tottenham anyway because of Conte tax. But we need wing back depth. Our 2 wing backs, our most experienced wing back depth.
JFK.
Dumfries.
I hear that, but
Robin Loftus-Cheek is really good at the right wing back.
Oh my God.
He's all right. He's all right.
Oh my God. Okay,
he's nothing special though.
But you're not gonna sign a guy over there that will actually accept just to sit on the bench because that's
but it won't just sit on the bench. It'll be regular rotation, especially in the first half of the season. The amount of games leading up to the World Cup.
Isn't it the same thing, for example, to keep JFK and Robin Loftus-Cheek?
I know, but we're talking about improving our depth, and we're talking about Ruben and Kennedy. It's like we need to upgrade on those positions.
Okay.
If we're talking about competing at the same level of Liverpool,
I'm saying if there's the option for it, we can sign.
No, but there's options.
But if we have a bigger fish to fry, I'm saying we need the signings for starting 11 before we're thinking of depth squad, right?
We should definitely.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, but we need to think about also just improving the squad as a whole. And Artem saying in the Super Chat how important it is on strengthening the wing back positions because that's where we fell apart last season.
Yes, I agree, but we fell apart because of substantial injury.
Yeah, and like in the midfield areas, and I get that because we're barely looking at
wing back areas because
wing backs and midfield too.
I think a left side
was in and out. Kobe was in and out.
I think left side is more weaker as the left wing backs than right wing back. I think Chilwell is more fragile than James.
Yeah, but James, in my opinion, is more injury prone than Chilwell, as Chilwell just had a major injury that kept him out for longer periods of time. James has kind of been in and out the last 2 years, if we're being really honest about it. But it's been because we've relied on him too much.
I'll take it back. James is
the way he plays is too dynamic, and his body
frame.
Because we rely on him too much. Like, we started putting him on the left, we started having him drive into the middle. We were doing everything through Reece James just to get some sort of creative outlet, and we overused him.
And Lewis, if you want to keep James fit, you want to play him as a right centre back.
I don't know. No. We don't want to play him as right centre back.
No, because I think his best position is right back.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But like, same way, we just be shooting ourselves in the foot there. This is why we have to improve our depth. It was a great point by Artem. Like, wing backs, to be honest, is more important than what any of us are actually looking at it as.
So we're linked to Dumfries. I think we should get him. I think he's a good player, but he really goes up high. He's like Alonso, the Inter wing back.
Inter Milan right back / wing back.
He overlaps so high like Alonso. Like, he goes for headers.
What about that guy from the what's his name? That club that Wood used to play.
Who?
The team that relegated.
Burnley.
What's the guy on the left that
Cornet?
McNeil. Yeah. Why not using him as a left wing back?
He's going to Everton or something.
Front.
He's gonna die at Everton.
I haven't heard anything about Everton. Is he really going there?
I think he's a quality on the left side.
That wasn't even a dig.
No days off.
As a cover, don't you think he's gonna be decent?
I mean, sure. I mean, I don't really
decent. Yeah, he's been one of Burnley's better players. Haven't really seen him around a better side, but for the price would be a decent shout. I need to,
but he's a
bit more into him as well.
Is he? Are you gonna convert him into a wing back?
He was a left. He
was a left mid.
Left mid, yeah.
But it's easy to convert in the wing back from the winger to the wing back than opposite. It's actually easier to convert winger into the wing back than left back into the wing back.
Are you guys talking about Kounde or McNeil? Which one?
McNeil.
McNeil. I think
it's Kounde that's linked to Everton. It's Kounde that's linked to Everton. I don't know about McNeil.
Yeah, McNeil is not linked to anyone.
Yeah, it's Kounde.
Maybe Newcastle. I might have. Yeah, Newcastle, I think, but not Everton. I would swoop in for that.
I just have one question. Just come reading the chat. Who do you think is better, Chilwell or Cucurella?
Cucurella's been very impressive for us. Chilwell, we don't really know what player we're going to see until we see him play regularly in the Premier League.
And
so
I don't see nothing special with Cucurella, to be fair.
You know what's funny?
He's a decent player, but I don't
do you see anything special with Chilwell? Do you see anything special with Chilwell?
No, for me, nobody is compared to Ashley Cole.
You know what's funny, right?
Speaking of which, Alphonso Davies.
Oh, we cannot get it.
Yeah. Keep dreaming.
What about again?
Hey,
I didn't say.
I'm with you, Prime.
I didn't say we're getting him.
I'm with you, Prime. Look,
no, I know. I love the guy. I didn't say we're getting him. And
I'm saying
he definitely is a pipe dream.
Yeah.
However, he's a Chelsea fan.
Here's the situation that I can see him coming to Chelsea. Because you know how Bayern does not go for the good big salaries at the end of the contract when they renew. So we can get him if he will be on the 1-year contract or 2-year contract for good amount of money. That's what Tony Kroos did. That's what all the Bayern players do because Bayern Munich does not afford their high salaries.
Doesn't he have a medical problem, like his heart or something?
No. What do you mean?
Well, Alphonso Davies?
Yeah.
No, I think
the guy can run a marathon. What are you talking about?
I think he's taken care of now, from what I know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest.
By the way, if anybody can look out how much he's on now, and how many years he got left on his contract, that's gonna be the biggest.
That's gonna be a complicated one though, because we gotta get rid of Chilwell too. If we're gonna get him, we're definitely gonna get rid of Chilwell, because we're gonna have those like two expensive left backs rotating.
By the way, Alphonso Davies can play wingers if I actually I think he can play.
I mean, it doesn't really
he has
matter.
the quality.
Doesn't he?
Even if
He started as a
we go
winger,
in
I
for
think.
even if we go in for Alphonso Davies, Barcelona will just come and hijack him. So there's no point.
Stop! Come on!
Like I said in the beginning, here, paranoia guy. Here's your twin.
I've been reasonable today, man. You can respect that, Alex. I've been reasonable, man. I said Chelsea might make top 4. I mean, offside today, man. They still might. The window is short.
You see, they get in top 4, and then you like literally you can't, and you saying like they might. You started.
Here's my
we
thing.
get in top 4, and then we might. Like
actually, we are not making top 4 now, Alex. Actually, we are not.
Give me a sec. Neo Renjay says a good coach can use Victor Moses to win the title. Even Lampard got top 4 of the academy. Our players aren't trash. Tuchel needs to up his game. No, our players are trash.
Lampard did not get us top 4. The other teams help us get top 4. That's number one.
And with Victor Moses, we were playing 1 game a week. As soon as we started playing regular football, Victor Moses got exposed.
Exactly. And Victor Moses was actually the winger that became a wing back, which is easier to do than anything else. So, guys, come on.
It's got nothing to do with Tuchel. The players we have are trash, and half of them want to leave. That's what the problem is.
Lewis, you gotta admit that turning Victor Moses into a competent wing back, that was awesome. Man.
By the way, can anybody? Here's the thing that what I like about content, what I like about some things about, for example, Pep Guardiola, what's his name? Klopp, Conte, Mourinho. No, not Mourinho. Those 3, Pep Guardiola, Klopp, and Conte, they only have one way of playing. I never see Barcelona or Pep Guardiola to go plan B and plan C. I've never seen Conte to go on plan B or plan C. What they do is put the reinforcement and enforce the plan A. The only manager that I see changing situation is Mourinho and Tuchel. And that's the reason why I like it. I cannot stand watching, if something doesn't go wrong, I cannot stand watching with different players go wrong again. That's the problem with what I have with the other managers. It pissed me off under Conte. When Conte was playing with the way we play, with Alonso just shifting the ball into the forward area 1 touch, and it doesn't work the first time, it did not work 80 minutes later. And it's nothing they can do, nothing changes. That's the reason why I don't like them managers, and that's the reason why I like Tuchel. Because Tuchel actually...
Man said the mods are coming after Lewis.
No, I just wanted to get onto this one as well, because I've spoken about Thomas Tuchel in some aspects, like the Kounde deal and other transfers as well, where I've said we could have done it a lot quicker. Like, Tuchel is definitely at fault for some issues. Like, let's say you could question the formation at times, but again, it does come down to the personnel. You could question some of the stuff that he said in the press conferences as well. Like, Tuchel definitely doesn't come out of this blameless, but I think he's the last problem that we have on a long list of problems.
My criticism of Tuchel is his reluctance to want to get the best out of the players he has in the attack. In defense, he's willing to do. It's okay, cool. So the 3-4-3 helps with Thiago Silva because he has support even despite his age. It helps Jorginho because he has somebody close to him who can help him. Like, you know, I mean, it's a double pivot. They hold each other's hands. But when it comes to the attack, he's completely unwilling to do anything. And this was what Scott brought up. And there's a stream we kept going back and forth about Tuchel's style of play, where he said that Tuchel isn't the type of manager to want to like bring up an attacking style of play. He prefers to let his players do whatever they want to do. And I was trying to point out that you can only do that with competent players. And when
so isn't that what the problem is, that the attackers aren't competent?
Yes, we can't just mass release them all at once, and we can't just suffer in silence while we have them.
Hold on. The problem.
No, I agree, but we brought up, and I know it's different, but you saw in the super chat we brought up Victor Moses and how they took him into a wing back position, even though he does get forward into the attack, and because his attributes suited that sort of position. But at least there's you're being creative with what you've got. But to just sit there and do nothing and let Timo Werner hang on the left hand side like he's a pure winger and try and do some fuckery, it's footballing terrorism to allow Ziyech to sit on that wide right position and slinging in balls to absolutely nobody and think that this is a-okay. It's footballing terrorism. It's just not, you can't do this.
Yeah.
And that's where I
people have a short memory. People have a short memory. How many times we had those one grinding wins with Tottenham, with Kounde under Chelsea, when we keep slinging the shots from the wide and running into the only counter-attack and waiting to see if the possibility of even getting close to the opposite box. I mean, what calling terrorism, man? Calling terrorism is when you watch Mourinho waiting with Mikel recycling the ball, but when we get the chance, we took care of the chance. That's that's terrorism in itself sometimes. But this is how you win the games. It's not about the style. It's about how you win in it. And if you wanted to see how our forwards play well together, go and watch Lampard. Because we had the same players under Lampard. We scored. We played better up front. But at the end of the game, we're losing it because of defense.
You know what's funny?
Alex? If you want to bring up,
you're slandering managers that won the league. Apart from Lampard, you slandering managers that won the league. That's so funny. Go ahead.
No. So
I'm comparing. I'm not slandering.
The thing with Lampard.
Hold on a second. He was talking to me, not to you.
He was attacking me. Okay.
He was in the first year of Kounde. That's which one you're looking at. I'm looking at the second year of Kounde.
Okay.
What he did.
Fair enough.
Exactly. Yeah. The second year of Kounde, and Andrew put it perfectly. Real terrorism is going away to Man City and playing a false nine with Eden Hazard up top on his own.
Exactly.
Real terrorism is going away to the new camp with no attacking outlet. That's real terrorism. What Tuchel is doing.
He was either that or Morata.
What would be real terrorism from Tuchel?
What about Tuchel's options?
What would be real terrorism from Tuchel if he played complete attacking football and let the forwards essentially have fun and do what they want to do? And he's done that at points. Hold on. He's done that at points last season, and they were still trash, if not even worse. So I don't. So Tuchel focusing on our defense and making it stronger, meaning that if you have a strong defense, you're more than likely not going to lose games because you're not conceding. I'd rather we do that. Focus on our actual strength.
The reason
why I bring these attacking players, bro, that's on you. This is what it is.
The reason why I call it terrorism is because sticking Ziyech and Werner to the absolute width of the pitch and trying to let them do something is like sending a child into a war zone. That is terrorism. At its purest definition, that is pure terrorism. There is no under no circumstance.
Scope.
You have to agree. One, Ziyech and Werner don't start, and two, Ziyech and Werner are going to be gone going into the new season. What's your point?
You know, what's your point? Because these players do play, and when they play, that's what they do.
They weren't playing, but they weren't starting week in, week out.
And that's where I call terrorism. That's where I call terrorism
now, anyway.
And I know, and the thing is, playing this formation does not help. Like it covers defensively, and I agree. And Tuchel, and the thing is, because with just Tuchel as a coach, he's incredibly pragmatic, and that's fine. You can be pragmatic when you have something.
He's really not. I was going to say, like, this idea he's pragmatic is nonsense. Also, I didn't even speak to someone asked to kick me.
Okay. He may not be, but the way we're playing is a very pragmatic and like and
you know why? Because he's adapted to the players that he has. Like actually,
thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. No. Hold on. Thank you for bringing it up because Alex brought up Lampard and said that if you wanted to go back to see where our attackers did well together, go look at Lampard season, and that's fine. Because, and if you look at that, you played a formation that suited that, and that's one of the key components of that. The only issue was we we sent too many players forward, and we didn't have enough players back to defend. So we would attack in 6 and defend in 4, where it's meant to be a 5-5 balance. And that was why we suffered, and we conceded so many games on the counter. I don't know why you're shaking your head. Jose Mourinho analyzed the way we defended, and he came to the same conclusion. So, and to go from that, because Lampard was our last manager, to then completely adopting this pragmatic, safe approach to mask some of the deficiencies of our players at the detriment of our attackers is quite it's terrorism. That's all. That's the only way to say it.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me tell you something. For example, people kept saying, "Oh, the real coaches are making players like out of Victor Moses." That's
not what I said.
Do. I'm not talking to you. You're not the center of the world, man. By the way, whoever said it, I remember who said it and stuff like that. But if you remember, Tuchel, what made Tuchel out of Rudiger? See what I'm saying? There is things that you can do and you can't. And if you, like I said, if you want to see how our forwards play better, suited to the forwards, go look at Lampard and you will see. That's it. In the same time, I could say Lampard made out of defense a terrorism. Just like you're using against the forward,
yes,
I'm gonna say it.
Yes.
Say it against defense.
No.
So,
But I don't think neglect. I don't think neglect constitutes terrorism. Lampard neglected the defense. Thomas Tuchel is trying to attack. He's just doing it. He's just doing it with the wrong players. Go on.
Can I just say this is completely wrong? This is completely wrong. Number one, on Lampard, everyone talks about how he did well with the attack, or he made the attack better. Like, did he? Like, Werner still wasn't good. He was better, but still kind of average.
No, look at first season.
Ziyech was good, but inconsistent. Cho was still the same Cho. Pulisic was good for half a season. We're acting like this guy, got him 20 goals a season. It was still
that's not what we're saying, Scott. We're saying that it was the structure of the team was well suited for the forward players.
I agree, but my point is
that's what. Okay, well then say that that's your point about it, because you came and said that I can understand what you people saying that our game our forwards was better. Nobody's saying our forwards was better. Forward was better. We were saying that the forward was better suited. The structure was better suited for the forwards.
So
we never said that the forward was better.
It was better suited. It still wasn't great because apart from Tammy,
100%.
But my point
Scott, I agree.
My point of this was, the thing I was going to say in regards to you is, it doesn't matter what structure you put out. I keep seeing this, and people don't realize this is people are like, oh, Tuchel needs to coach attacking patterns. It doesn't matter what with attacking patterns, you need to have players that are good in the half space, have good link up, and occasionally can beat a man on the dribble. Who in our forward line can do any of that consistently? So you could teach a million patterns of play, and we've got no one who can execute them. Because I know everyone rags on him, and he's the easiest example to use. I'll use Werner. You're asking him in these patterns of play to do quick 1-2 link up. He can't do that. His link up play is average at best. You're asking him to maybe beat a man on the dribble occasionally. He can't do that. It's literally kick and run. You're then asking him to maybe play in the pockets of space. He definitely can't do that because his touch ain't good enough. How can you coach these patterns of play if the players you've got can't be coached to execute them?
No.
Exactly. That's why he was sticking.
A final thing on this is I've got a quote for you, because again, everyone talks about patterns of play. I've got a quote for you. My job is taking you to the final third, and your job is to finish. Would anyone on the panel like to guess who said that? What manager said that?
That's actually Pep Guardiola.
Thank you. Pep Guardiola, who is arguably, I know Alex's point on it, but for me, arguably the greatest manager in the modern era. Arguably.
Okay, hold on.
That's him saying that.
I'm going to Scott, he also said that he doesn't sign players that cannot dribble. So that makes sense for him.
And that's my point. We've got one player who can consistently dribble, and we've just signed him. We've got no players who can link up play and patterns of play, and we're expecting Tuchel to work miracles with them.
Scott. That's not the point.
I hear your voice all the time. Just hold up, slow down. Let me talk just for a second. Scott, I agree with you. I agree with you with what Pep has said, and I can see what Tuchel said as well and what he's doing. Okay, I don't care about the structure of what we play. I don't think it matters that much. I do think the players that we have are deficient, but I'm going to take a step back for a second, and I'm going to say that in terms of getting the players to the final third, do you think we do that quickly enough? Because what I see Tuchel is doing is, yes, he's getting the team to the final third, and then he expects these players who are limited to then create something out of what is not really conducive to them being able to make the best out of their game. I think we're getting them the ball, but then we're expecting these players to be better than what they are. However, if we can get them the ball quicker, I think you'll see a lot better from them. Now, are they going to challenge for titles? No, I think we need to get some players in to get the most out of getting the ball better and then being able to create things for themselves when we don't get them the ball quickly enough. But the players
that's the whole point with the whole exposing players that get beat on the transition. The quickest way to get ball forward, it's one touch. It's get the lines crossed. It's making dangerous. It's making dangerous passes.
Dangerous passes and shifting the defense from left to right.
Exactly. Quicker.
But we don't do that. That comes from the
There's the reason why we don't do that. And I don't want to mention the players that reason we do that. Because in transition.
No, mention them because I brought them up as well. And here's the thing. And this system, this formation that we play enables that sort of that style of play. Why? Because you have one centre back, you have two, the other two centre backs are widely spread behind him, so giving him safer options to pass back to if need be. And then you have wing backs who are hugging the wide positions, just there for the midfield to pass sideways to sideways. There is no you're not expecting 2 6s, well, alleged 6s in our system, to bomb forward and break and and dart into their final third. No, hold on. And no, let me finish.
The players dictate your
system. You're all talking to me. You're all talking. No. Here's the thing.
Last point. I got to do super chats.
We're playing this formation to, well, how would I say this? To prioritize the wrong sort of players. This formation protects players like Jorginho, protects players like Thiago Silva, and I don't agree that these are the players that need protecting. Okay, at the end of the day, to win games, you need to score goals. A defense is like the whole Alex Ferguson quote: "Defense wins you titles." Yes, all well and good, but at the end of the day, to win games, you need to score goals, and we can't do that with such a pragmatic formation and approach.
And to lose the games, you gotta stop conceding.
Exactly.
Fucking.
Bro, it goes both ways. And we were dominant in the first half of the season in spite of it. But let me do a few of the super chats, guys. One sec, Prime. One sec, Prime. Max says Jonathan David would be a decent number 9 option for us, but again, depends on the price tag. Frosted Myth says, I disagree about Shai Havertz. Playing as a 10 would make a difference. I just have to see a bit of creative impetus from him if he played in that position. But the number 9 doesn't work, and we've tried that. We've tested it. So maybe the 10 would work. If not, then I'm done shoehorning him in positions and just sell him. Artem says, Pep came in and spent 250 million his first season, finished 3rd. Nobody said he should have done better with that team. Instead, they let him spend another 350 mil and upgrade modes for his starters and win the Premier League. Pep got to build his squad. Tuchel still hasn't. He's had 2 signings. And that's it.
It wasn't even he was allowed to build his squad. He was allowed to make mistakes with the signings he made. He told Joe Hart to fuck off, find a goalkeeper to play out for the back, found out that goalkeeper was shit, told him to fuck off and sign Ederson. And he was allowed to do that. He was allowed to do that.
He spent like how many million on his defense and fullbacks?
John Stones didn't work out in the beginning. He waited and waited. When I got another one, he got Laporte. Didn't work out in the beginning. He waited for that another thing. He got that French left back. Mangala, yeah, and then it was the other one, and still they don't have a left back. And I'm saying, people keep,
all this stuff that people want to complain about with Tuchel and the attacking stuff is the exact same thing on the opposite end. People were saying about Klopp. He can't coach a defense. He can't structure.
No. But do you know why?
Do a stop. because he had Karius in goal, that Klopp bought himself. He had Werner at left back. He had Klein. He had Lovren. He had Emery Chan in the end. All of a sudden, he buys better players. He buys Van Dijk. He buys Fabinho. He buys Alisson. And Liverpool improved drastically. Like, do you not understand having the right players actually helps?
Can I just say,
sometimes the manager,
don't even point out Van Dijk.
Stop interrupting. Sometimes a manager, you can adapt to certain players as much as you want. They're not going to improve.
Can I just say on the defender thing, by the way? Can I say on the defender thing? Don't even bring up Van Dijk. They improved by getting Joe Gomez and Kounde. Don't even mention Van Dijk. Like, I'm not even saying the best of the best. Get people that are better than what we have. Get people that are going to fit the system and are better than what we have.
Thank you. But can I now say why I believe it's different? Because I believe it's different because both Pep Guardiola and Klopp have philosophies that transcend the current team that they're at. These are philosophies that they've brought forward from their teams. Tuchel, I mean, I think with PSG, obviously, because he had very attacking players, that was where his focus was at. And the focus was with the attack. Whereas now he's come to Chelsea and is now with the defense. That's why I believe it's somewhat different. Because
Klopp does not true. Liverpool went.
You're both speaking at once. You're both speaking at once.
First of all, Klopp actually fits Liverpool philosophy, not the other way around. Most of the signings that Liverpool made, they stopped actually listening to Klopp and sign on their own. That fits their philosophy.
I was going to say, if they get a possession style manager next after Klopp, they're fucked. Their team is not set up to be possession style.
That's what I'm saying.
They have to get blood and thunder football, like proper pressing from the front, like energy everywhere.
Another German manager.
Yeah.
So that for me, it's different because how many players that Klopp want? Liverpool refused to sign those players. They actually went and got him different players because he wanted the specific one, and the club said, "No, we think with this one will work better than what you want." Because Klopp wanted Timo Werner. Klopp wanted him.
They signed Jota instead. He wanted.
Yeah, but at least they signed players that suit Klopp. That's the key thing. They sign players that suit him.
Yeah, but Chelsea was always buying one for manager, and one for the club. One for manager, one for the club.
Yeah. No, but okay, but I just have so what should we do in the meantime since we don't have his players? Should we just
go enjoy the beach? So I see you. That's what you should all do. I'm gonna go chill in the water for a little bit because I kind of get a little bit too hot on this in this. So I'm gonna do something for all of you, so you can see. So you will enjoy it until I leave.
Oh no!
Where are you,
Alex, we're good. Sorry.
Where are you, Alex? By the way,
Florida.
Are you in Daytona?
You what?
You in Daytona? Oh, he's gone.
He ran away.
Guess it was Daytona.
But I was going to say on the Tuchel thing, like you're saying, what we can do until then, we've got two options. Like if we don't sign any players, especially in attacking areas for Tuchel, then we need to have a look at Bowley. I'm not saying Bowley out because that's ludicrous, but we need to ask questions, especially considering he is yet again to sign a director of football. I don't care that whether these reports have come out apparently that he's going to do that later in the window. We need one now, or we're just going to have to suffer. Like it's going to be suffering, but like I'm willing to wait a year and suffer. If I not,
no,
if
you're
it
not
means,
willing to wait a year because you literally.
It's gonna hurt.
Scott.
I'd rather that than this idea that I've seen some people aspire to. Oh, Tuchel needs to be sacked. He needs to work better with what he's got. We said that last year. We said that the year before. Like,
no, Scott, you literally said that I cannot or I will not like enjoy another season of this. Those were your words.
I might have to, bro. I might have to. Like, it's either that or don't watch football. So I've got those two choices.
Are you talking about since we don't have a DOF to just kind of bide our time until we get until we get
and the whole DOF thing.
Yeah, I was almost going to ask you guys about that.
The DOF solves a lot of problems because at the very least it stops this this stupidity of like how we've gone about signings in terms of this idea like going for Kounde, not going for Kounde, going back for like all this nonsense, right?
Yeah,
that will fix a lot of problems. What are we going to do in the meantime? Are we going to throw our toys at the pram and be like, "Oh, Tuchel out because he can't get the best out of these dog shit attacks"?
No, that's not it. But
our choices are for our toys at the pram and getting a mess about it, or just accept that we're going to suffer until we get the signings that are going to improve our team. Like that. That's the two choices we've got.
Let me say this. I think you're going to see the best out of Tuchel if you can complement him with
there we go.
top DOF. But
Yeah.
he's not cut out to do what he's doing clearly. And so it's only going to put more pressure on him. It's only going to add more baggage that we have to clear out moving forward, potentially. So I'm okay to just ride this season, work with what we have, and then you can get a competent DOF who can kind of...
Don't you think with a DOF, we could gauge a player? We could gauge a player to know whether they actually want to come to Chelsea, rather than going and put a bid on the table, and then you have these players that actually they really don't want to come here.
Maybe
I think that could have saved us a lot of time especially on Rafinha, at least.
Yeah, potentially.
No,
I don't know
yeah.
all the inner workings of how these things happen, but it logically, a DOF would smoothen these things out, I think, as well.
No, but I just want to take it back to the original conversation. So you've all said we suffer, we ride it out. So through suffering and riding it out, do you believe we can still clinch top 4 this season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
clinching it and riding it out.
I think so. I think best case scenario, we absolutely can if we do it smart. I think we have a coach who can make it work. You know what I mean?
Because here's my thing. I have, obviously, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I have blind faith that we're better than Arsenal, Tottenham, United, and blah blah blah. But the reality is, they're getting better. We have gotten worse, and we have a manager who, as we've all come to a conclusion, is reluctant to want to in any way, shape, or form, work with his attack in any way. He doesn't want to at all. And that's fine. That's fine. If you want, if that's your prerogative, do that.
That's harsh.
No. We have a manager that has.
Let me just make my claim. Now you're interrupting me. Now you're interrupting me.
We have a manager that has foregone his philosophy to adapt to the players that we have.
No, he hasn't forgot his philosophy.
But what's his philosophy? His philosophy is tactical fluidity. So that literally. It's like. Okay. Yeah. I know that you're right. So and okay, cool. So we're aiming more for possession than the attack. So okay, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's not going to win us any games. And through that, we're not. It's the certainty that to even like look into the possibility of us not getting top 4 is seen as blasphemy. And I can't understand that for the life of me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so the end result of this, say, okay, worst case scenario, we don't get top 4. What then? What is the answer to this then? If we don't get top 4?
No, nothing. This was the original. This is Scott. Like, we had this conversation for like an hour before you came. Like, the original point was like, why I initially asked was, how fucked do you think we are for top 4? That was my original question. So that's all this. That's what this all stems from. So that's it. If we don't get top 4, I don't know. We suffer and cry about it for the summer. I don't really care. But I'm just saying, for those that believe that top 4 is a certainty, why do you think that? That was the sole one reasoning for my question.
I'm not necessarily that it's a certainty, but my point is I don't like, regardless of whether we get top 4 or we don't, doing anything drastic like sacking Tuchel or whatever now is dumb, because all it's going to do, because I have seen that suggestion online, is all it's going to, you bring the next manager in, the next manager is going to have the same problem. It's going to be the same shit show, because again, at that point, it will be 5 different players, I think, at that point. Like,
but Scott, so we've had Tuchel for 18 months. At the end of next season, it'll be 2 years and 6 months. How many do we not expect anything from him? Any sort of changes? Any sort of adaptation? Nothing.
I'm expecting him to get the players he wants. If he gets the players that he wants and it all goes tits up, cool. Have a look at Tuchel and like question. But considering all he's had right since he's been here in terms of signings, he has had Lukaku, who quite clearly was not his signing. Like, it was a case of, I'm happy to take him, but I don't particularly want him. Then you're looking at Saul, like, people say he was his signing. I'm still yet to be convinced. Sterling was his signing. Good start. Sterling's good signing, great start on pushing on. Koulibaly, great start pushing on. That's it. Like, again, we talk about these other teams. Like, we look at Pep, we look at Klopp, or we look at other players, or other like managers.
Forget Pep and Klopp. Even look at Arsenal. Arteta's getting the players he wants.
I was going to say, look at Arsenal. Look at
respect and energy.
Conte in his first window has been given 6 players, 5 of which improve their squad, if not their first team, their first 11.
That's what I'm saying. These two teams
Yeah,
strengthen.
that's fine. But I'm just not particularly comfortable with the idea that we're going to end up with close to 3 years of Tuchel, and we still haven't seen the best of him yet because he hasn't got his players. 3 years, bro. Like that's to see nothing and to still be waiting. To still be waiting for it. Bro, it's fine. Let me finish the point.
5 years. Liverpool fans went 5 years or 4 years not winning anything to then win a Champions League and the league.
No. It's not about winning. It's not about winning. It's about taking steps in the right direction. And as I see it, we've gotten worse. So to still be dishing out free passes like it's Monopoly money. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with the idea. You're just fine.
What would you rather happen? Would you rather? Wait, hold on. Like, would you rather Hold up, what?
Go on.
Would you rather be this be Tuchel's last straw, or would you rather he be sacked? Because, like you're saying, there's
it's nothing like what. If you're asking me what I want, I'm not, like I said, I'm not comfortable with the idea of free passes and it's everyone else's fault but Tuchel's. At the end of the day, I want you to do something, anything. Because at the end of the day, fans are paying exorbitant money to go and watch these games. We're all spending numerous hours of our time to watch these games. And to just keep on dishing out free passes like it's Kane, be like, oh, but it's not his fault. He doesn't have to do anything. So is Tuchel. He gives us exactly what we need. And as far as he says, everything's fine. If we're just going to keep on doing this, then we might as well just not watch. Because at the end of the day, you have to do
something. Okay, but you've skated around and waffled around it. Like, again, what would you do? Would you rather we sack him and get someone else? Like, what would you do?
I'm not. No. I don't think he needs to be sacked. What I want is for him to do something. That's it.
But if he's not doing anything, what would you rather he do?
Bro, honestly, sack him. I don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck is this? I'll sack him. What the hell?
No, cool. I just wanted you to instead of skating around it, just
that doesn't fix anything.
Because
but it doesn't fix anything. I agree. But also, what also doesn't fix anything is just sitting and waiting around for a year with players that are just going to get progressively older, run down their contracts and leave. That's also not
sitting around for a year. He's actively trying to get these signings. He's asked for four more signings. No. Like, I don't know if he just left of his own accord or like.
That was probably he'll probably be back.
I just don't understand what he's on about because like, I would get it if Tuchel had 6 or 7 players and it's like fair enough. But and I'd get it if he had better attackers than what we've got. But I've explained you can't teach. Like the only other thing he can do is teach these attackers patterns of play, and he can't do that because they're just that shit. Like you've got some of them can because it's certain like Ziyech is the only one maybe I think possibly can because I've seen him coached it at Ajax. You look at the others like in terms of the patterns of play that I was talking about. You look at let's say another one. Let's say Havertz. Link up play decent. Okay, cool. Can he play in the pocket? For me personally, no. I don't think he's got the spatial awareness or the technical ability to play in pockets in tight spaces. So that's another thing. And he definitely can't beat a man on the dribble. Then you're looking at let's take Mount. He's good link up play. Again, needs space and time realistically. He's got one turn on him and that's it. And he definitely can't beat a man on the dribble. Then okay, let's look at Pulisic. Can beat a man on the dribble, although not consistently. Link up play decent. Can't play in a pocket of space. Can't play in a tight pocket of space. Like it's imperfect. This bag of apples that we're dealing with is imperfect. You've got players that you cannot teach patterns of play because you either need the link-up play, which they don't have. They either need to beat a man on the dribble and show their little bit of individual brilliance, which they can't do consistently enough, or they need to be able to play in pockets of space, which they can't do consistently enough. That's the only other thing he can do. That's the only other thing he can do, unless he plays a different formation. But guess what? We tried that against Arsenal, and we looked worse.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I kind of agree with him on responsibility because some fans will say, oh, Tuchel is not responsible for the attack. Even though we all know that the attack is shit, they're all individual, they're shit. We all know that. But in principle, he's still the manager. He's responsible. He is responsible. You know what I mean?
But this is not a tennis game, though. This is a football game. It's not like Tuchel plays tennis, where it's him that's attacking.
No, he plays basketball because he's too tall.
No, because he get you in the final third, and it's up to the players to execute the plan, and they're not doing
Neo Ren J says Tuchel can't coach these international players lot. That's not the issue. It's got nothing to do with the nationality or anything like that. It's just the personnel crap. We've had years of poor transfer activity, and now we're seeing it.
If we're using that argument, Mason Mount is shit internationally. So like that he can coach him.
Yeah, that's a dumb argument.
That's a dumb argument.
Well,
like, even if you go and listen to some American fans, I've heard some American fans. I listen to podcasts on the MLS and the like US men's national team, and I go and read Twitter things. They get annoyed with Pulisic with how sometimes he doesn't perform. Sometimes he has games like he does for us where he just ghosts. Sometimes he can be amazing, but there are international games where he doesn't turn up all the time. Werner for ages, especially under Jogi Löw, was shit. Look at even Havertz. Like he had
think our players are a lot better than what they really are, and they're not.
Like
I told you, the Champions League put way too much stock into these players.
Also, again, if we're talking internationally, Ziyech literally fell out with his international coach and is now retired from international football because he didn't like the way he played.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the manager is the last issue we have over everybody else.
And again, like people need to understand. I'm not saying give him a free pass over everything. Like I'll criticize him if his lineups are stupid, if his substitutions are stupid. If I think I personally think Gilmore needs to be involved in the squad over Gallagher because I think he's better in terms of he suits the system more. But like I'll moan about that and I'll say that's poor. I'm not going to say he needs to be sacked and I'll say that the whole situation is his fault. Like because it's not. It's like I'll criticize him when he deserves to be criticized. But I'm not going to criticize him over this attack when it is literal dog shit.
The team is the problem, and it's not just the attack. We have so many areas to address. But if we have to address all those areas and we acknowledge that they're all issues, how are we blaming the manager for not getting the best out of players that we are already saying are the problem? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But yeah, guys, we are going to end the stream here. It's been over nearly 2.5 hours. We're going to be back here 10:30 for Shameless FC. So that show will actually be running. So we'll see you guys then. And until then, take care, like and subscribe. And as always,